Good evening, people.
What's up?
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
Beat
Happy
you to
Easter
it.
Sunday. Yeah, you did. Happy Easter Sunday. It's been a good one, hasn't it?
Yeah, you know what? It just seems to keep going, man. The week's blended into the weekend, and now the weekend's blending into the week.
True stuff.
Yeah, obviously we did radio earlier. Actually, no, firstly, shout out to Ty, Tiago's father, and the two guests, the Tottenham fan and the Villa fan, who have their own channels, of course, for extra time. Last hour or so, sensational hosting, Ty, as usual. You are locked into Never a Fail, by the way. This is the Never a Fail channel. Make sure you like and subscribe down below and keep hitting those like buttons throughout. But today, right now, this is Chew the Fat. The Lookout Show presents with myself, Daps.
Myself, Soups.
Or G.
Soups, G.
Or
Super
G.
G, you know.
And we're with you till we get bored or you get bored, talking about whatever. It is whatever. And it's drop-in sessions. So if you want to get involved, quite simply, drop one of us a message on Twitter or comment, and we will find a way to get the link to you. And you can jump in and we can talk about whatever.
You can. Hold tight, Alfie Draper. Locked in.
Hold tight, Alfie. Chelsea boy, yeah? One of Jay's people.
Okay. Oh, wicked. Up the Chels.
The one thing we can always have in common is we all hate Liverpool. So I'm down. I'm looking forward. I'll keep saying it. I'm looking forward to going to Stamford Bridge with Jay and meeting some of his people.
Same. Oh, I want a proper Stamford Bridge Chelsea day out.
100.
Go down the King's Road, just like go into like different pubs and stuff. No, what we should do is start in Fulham and just walk all the way down the King's Road, going into different bars, different outlets, and just yeah,
because you know what, like a lot of my experiences around there are actually like Notting Hill Carnival times.
Oh yeah,
that's around them sides, isn't it?
Sort
all
of.
Looks the same, buff. To me, all surely it is. If not, when I've been there, because I remember I went to a who's the chef? Who's the chef? Biggest chef in England? Come on, Gordon. I went to one of his restaurants down there, and when I walked there, I was convinced I was at Carnival, bruv. But I think it might just be maybe West London or just look very similar.
It does, yeah. Hammersmith, all that, yeah, no, it does. And Fulham, Chelsea is like south. That's more southwest London, isn't it?
Well, just about, but it's still north of the Thames.
No, it is. It's still north of the river.
Nah. That's more like them sides for me. I do get what you're saying though, because Notting Hill's west, isn't it?
Big up Callum. Are you saying that his Stamford Bridge experiences have been terrible? Do you want to expand on that?
You know what? I've been to the bridge once. Just after my dad passed away, some tickets got given to work by one of our suppliers for a box down there for Chelsea v Arsenal. And they were like, yeah, Jordan's into football. We'll get him down there. There's my government people, Jordan. We'll give him to him and get. So I invited Mario. We went down there, and it was. I think the final result. I think it was 1-0 Chelsea. It was and it was Jose's second stint there. I'm sure it was Jose's second stint there, and they were playing that. It would have been 2014, maybe early 2015, and it was literally all Arsenal.
Mm-hmm.
But then Fab, ball over the top, Costa. Bang.
Good hospitality though.
Oh yeah, decent hospitality, decent
food.
And yeah, banging food, and as much drink as we wanted. It was nice still. But yeah, I want to do it. Looking forward. Shout out Jay, shout out Jack, shout out Claudio, all the Chelsea boys.
Up the Chels.
So I see we've got a guest already.
Yes.
And I'm looking, thinking we have got a guest already.
Yeah, we have. Yeah, we got a guest. So this is the Lookout Show. And Never a Fail presents Chew the Fat with your boys Daps and Soups, and we do drop-in sessions every now and then.
Absolutely.
And this is a drop-in session, so you can jump in, you can have a little chat, we can talk about anything, and one of the guys who are ready to jump in and chew the fat with us is Uncle Laurie. And do you know what, Uncle Laurie, yeah, me and him have like met recently, obviously not in person, but we've met recently online, and we just kind of clicked. He's such good people, good energy, and stuff like that.
Do you know what I'll say?
Yeah.
About Uncle Laurie, yeah, and it's funny that obviously we know he's Grenadian.
Yeah. Big up my Greens crew. Big up my Grenadian massive.
If someone asked me and I didn't know that, I'd say he's Grenadian.
Okay, so yeah, so he's got
tell by his energy, bruv.
Grenadian energy, Grenadian antics. So that's good. That's positive.
And he's definitely got family in Bedford. It's not even debatable. So let's bring him in.
Big up Alfie.
You're gonna need to change the boxes as well.
No, I will. So yeah, we've got a couple boxes there. Let's do that, and then let's welcome man like Uncle Laurie.
What's going on, Peaks? What's going on?
Yes, my G. What are you saying?
Every time I catch you, lot, if my team ain't getting put in the mud, now you're putting my ends in the mud.
How so? How so?
What do you mean? Who were we putting in the mud?
You're putting my ends in the mud, telling me West London looks the same. The nerve of ya.
Bruv, right. So I'm just saying, yeah. Where I was near this Gordon Ramsay restaurant, it was definitely on Fulham. What's it called? Fulham Road, is it?
So there's Fulham Broadway, where the station is.
No, it's Fulham. You just said the name of this.
The King's Road.
King's Road.
King's Road,
near King's Road, and it just reminded me of Carnival. I don't know if Carnival's down there.
I'm playing. But no cap. Fulham is my ends, man.
Let's be 100. Let's be 100. That's probably it is the nicest area of London. It's not debatable.
It depends on which part of Fulham you're talking, though. Seriously.
Yeah.
Not all of Fulham is nice. Not all of it is nice.
Do you know where Laurie? Do you know where like Conager Road is?
I don't know it by name, but if you told me like a landmark or a shop or something, then I'll know what you're talking about.
Okay, so it's right near the near the tube station. You literally walk up from the tube station.
Are we talking Fulham Broadway?
Yeah, Fulham Broadway tube station, and then you turn left, and there's like a green.
But that's a thing.
And there's a pub. There's a pub there, and then you head onto the King's Road, and it's there.
You're talking up by You're talking Ilbrook Common, I think it's called the Greens.
Yes,
yeah.
That's the one. And I think there's like a shop on the King's Road side. It's like a grocery shop or something. And
Whole Foods is there now.
Yes.
Foods there now. Yeah.
My auntie lives there, and she lived there for years. So whenever I go to London or whatever, I've got a few aunties and stuff who like live around different areas. And when we stayed in Fulham, we stayed there. So it's near Conager Road, and it's near that green, and right near the tube station. So it's access to everything.
Again, it wouldn't surprise me if your aunt knows my mum, man. No cap. Your aunt really knows my mum.
But you must have. Do you know if you've got family in Bedford?
I'll have to answer my mum, but I'm not 100% sure.
You probably have.
Bedford is just Grenadian Central.
No, it is. So Bedford's Grenadian Central, but Laurie, I think me and you've had this conversation before. Like your family, so my family are from like mainland Grenada, right? And then there's like another, I think they call it an archipelago, which is like an island that's like next door, which belongs to Grenada as well.
It sounds like he plays for Chelsea, bruv.
It does. But it's called Carriacou.
Come on.
So in Bedford, there's a lot of kayaks. They're from Carriacou, but there's a lot of us
like you
mainland.
row it up the river.
Yeah, no, you do get a boat to get there. But there's a lot of us like mainland Grenadians who are there. And I think, we've had this conversation before, Laurie. So where's your family from in Grenada?
Yeah, we're countryside, man. Chantimel, Sutters.
Yeah.
All up there, Guave. We're the man. We're country folk, man.
Okay, yeah. No, that's good.
A lot of our generation, sort of our age, like they sort of branching out. Like my cousins and that, they're still there, but they're sort of doing their thing, like trying to get out. Because don't get me wrong, I'd love to retire in the Caribbean, but the problem I've always had is that the economy is so bad out there.
It's crazy.
That's what stops you from wanting to go there, because it's like, unless you got some stellar business, you need to have like a business to go out there, because let's be real. Who wants to stay here when you could be in the sun 24/7?
Bruv, amen to that.
Do you know what I
As
mean?
I get older, you know what? I've always been one of these people that is like, if I won the lottery, I've always said my home would still be in Bedford. My home wouldn't be anywhere but where we live. Sure, I'd be on a lot of holidays, but I'd always want to come back to where my people are. However, I'll be 100. The older I get, the more I'm like, yeah. I think one thing through the bad weather and through lockdown that's taught me is not enough is said about vitamin D and that vitamin D that the sun gives you. You just wake up happier. Like,
Do you know, big up Superman. Big up Superman.
Superman.
Yeah, big up Superman, like actual Superman, yeah, because he's powered by the sun as well.
Is it?
Yeah. Powered by the sun. He needs a vitamin D. And tedious thing, my name's Soups, so I am
Powered by the sun, you know.
I'm fully
This makes
powered.
him even less believable.
No, I'm fully powered by the sun, man. I love it. Like when it's a nice day and it's sunny outside, it's just great vibes.
Yeah, I got carried away. Not gonna lie, the English in me came out earlier, and
Yeah, shorts on, yeah.
I had shorts and a t-shirt on when I went to pick up Soups, and then the minute we got home, I was back into a tracksuit. I was like, nah, I've got carried away. It's not that warm. But how's your Easter been, Laurie?
It weren't too bad. It weren't too bad today. Not gonna lie, but
Yeah.
you know.
And how about
Go on.
how about yesterday evening?
Listen. If you want to talk about yesterday, I've got someone here that was bantering the hell out of me.
Oh yeah?
Who's that?
You gonna introduce yourself?
Okay. Hi.
Hi, hi. You
Hiya.
good? Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
Who'd you support?
Liverpool.
Oh no.
That's what I'm saying. Can you believe my son? Can you believe my son done that to me? I should disown it.
But
No. You got to encourage it. Like the thing is, like with your son, you've got to look at the fact that he's kind of looking at winners and stuff like that. Wait, so how old is he? How old is your son?
Tell him then.
I'm 10. I'm 10 in 6 days.
10 in 6 days. Happy birthday for
Hope-
6 days time.
hope your dad spoils you.
Yes, he has to. Yeah, I hope he buys you the new Liverpool kit if he hasn't already.
I've already got the home one.
Oh, good. Yeah, so he's got to buy you the away kit then.
No, I don't want the away one.
Oh, you don't want it. Okay, no problem. No, that's good. That's
But
good.
let me ask you a question. So did Arsenal lose the game or did Liverpool win the game?
Is that to Laurie's son?
That's Laurie's son. What's your name? Laurie's son?
Trey.
Trey. So Trey, did Liverpool win the game or did Arsenal lose the game?
Liverpool won the game.
Okay.
Shocking.
Laurie, same question to you. Laurie, same question to you.
Liverpool won the game. We weren't
You
in it
think-
at all. We weren't
So-
in it at all. That's one of the worst performances we've had this season.
I've heard that off a few Arsenal fans already, you know. I've heard that off a few
It
Arsenal
was
fans.
garbage. It was garbage from the first minute to the last. Believe me.
You really missed your alternative captain, Xhaka, didn't you?
Oh, wow. That was laughing together.
It tells you all you need to know, that the fact that Xhaka and Xhaka was missed from a game. It tells you what you need to know about our midfield, man. Seriously.
I heard Ceballos done a 1 out of 10 performance.
Yeah, because
I
it was
don't
someone else playing alongside Party, wasn't it? Yeah.
I don't know how he got a second loan. That's all I want to know. I think the reason he got played with Partey is because they probably thought Partey could speak a bit of Spanish to him, having been at Atletico Madrid for so long.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh, yeah. I mean, when I saw the lineup, it was a bit like, are Arsenal going for this? Do Arsenal want to take this to Liverpool? Are they? But yeah, no. I think they did miss Saka. I think it's funny to say it.
I ain't gonna lie. I thought because Fabinho was gonna be readjusting back to the midfield role, having not played there for a long time.
Yeah.
And I thought we could burn them for pace with the fact that they had Thiago and Milner in there. Boy, was I fooled. Boy, was I fooled.
Boy, were you fool? Boy, were you wrong? You were wrong.
April Fool's early, boy. April Fool's came early. Was
And it was
still going on.
It was 0-0 at half time, right?
Somehow, but then Milner missed them chances. Milner had a few good chances, and if they had their first choice midfield, them chances would have got tucked away. No lies.
Mm.
And the
So
thing that gave me a bit of confidence as well is the fact that it's only yourselves and Liverpool that we hadn't beaten within the top 6.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
season.
Yeah, you
So I
lot
thought maybe
often turn it on against the big boys.
Yeah, I thought we would do something, but as per usual, just made the bed for Liverpool.
Tucked him in. You made the bed, gave him an extra pillow, and tucked him in, bruv. To be honest with you, second half. I mean, I'm a critic of Trent. However, the cross was sensational.
Yeah, the cross.
It was.
But he had too much space to put that cross in. And the marking,
the way that Jota beat 2 men. I don't know
yeah,
what they were doing.
Yeah. Jota's not the tallest of guys, neither is he. He's not. No,
he's not. But imagine.
No disrespect to Trey, yeah, but it's like Trey beating me in an aerial duel.
How tall is Trey?
I don't know, near enough 5 foot.
5 foot, and you're 10 years old.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. Do you play football, Trey?
Yeah.
What position?
I mean, I don't like playing in my position anymore, but I play right winger.
Okay, you know what, and I can relate to that because I know at that age group, the managers like to rotate and they like to play people out of position and that, don't they? Same with my godson. Hold tight, Mario Black's his son, Javan. Hold tight, Javan.
Yes,
who's played as a left back, but yeah, they won 7-2 yesterday. Still, so it's good the football being back as well, isn't it? Are you back playing?
Yeah, today.
Did you win?
No, we lost 4-3, but I got an assist.
Oh, well done.
A question: Do you have the pocket money for the goals and assists going on?
Hey. What are you starting, Daps, man. What are you trying to do to me, bro?
Well, listen, the fact that you're saying what am I trying to do to you shows that you've got a lot of faith in your son, because some dads were probably there going, yeah, let's put that in because you ain't getting no goals, you ain't getting no assists.
Do you know what, Trey?
He works on his game. He works on his game all the time.
Love that.
Good. He sticks on his game. And the thing is, like, Trey, yeah, you're 10 now, yeah. When you get to like 12 or 14, you need to renegotiate a contract with your dad and say, every time I do an assist or I score, you've either got to take me to McDonald's or you've got to give me £3 or something like that.
Hey, listen. This guy, tell them your tooth fairy. Tell them your tooth fairy. Tell them your tooth fairy thing.
What?
Tell them what you request from the tooth fairy, and you're talking. This boy knows how to negotiate.
Oh, really?
You forgot what the tooth fairy used to give you.
Oh yeah, wait, was it a $5 I think?
You're talking about contracts.
That's nice. Still, that's nice. You know what? I started off with my daughter. To be fair, when she was probably about, I reckon I started way too young. To be fair, when she was 1 or 2, probably about 1.5, I was giving her £1 every week, right?
Pound pocket money
every week
for nothing,
and she's just done that, and she was putting it in her little piggy banks and that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, you can't spend it. And to my missus, I'm like, she's not spending that. That is, but now she's 5 now. Now it is she has to do things. She has to get stars to get the money. But again, hold tight, Javan, Mario's son. He is on, like, they've got some mad goal and assist thing. Luckily, he's playing left back because he's on it. One week we were on the way back from football, and he was like, I think the assist ended up not being his, but he was proper trying to argue that the assist should have been his so he could get a new game on, or what is it on FIFA? New pack, some sort of.
Yeah, so you do.
FIFA pack.
Ultimate Team.
Yeah, Ultimate Team
Ultimate
pack.
Team,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
you get Ultimate Team packs and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah, but well, I hope you start playing in your position again. I definitely hope that for you. However, I hope the Liverpool young man don't get Champions League football, and I hope that Liverpool get knocked out of the Champions League. I'm sorry, but that's the most polite I can be about Liverpool. So
I think Thiago's father would have something to say about that.
Oh,
I let him come and talk to me because I can say what I really want to say to him, but I wouldn't.
Would
I
dream
mean-
of saying it to you.
I mean, if you don't want to support Arsenal though, and you want to support
he
a
supports
team,
Liverpool.
so if you don't, no, I know he supports Liverpool, but if you don't support Arsenal and you do want to support a team from the Northwest, then I would recommend this team right here because we don't just compete in one trophy.
No,
We compete in many trophies.
no.
No, you're not having it,
way in hell.
Where's my bag?
Okay,
No way
I mean,
I'm supporting City.
okay, I mean it's fine if I'm just saying if you want to regularly win the league, then it's a good option for you. But I understand if you want to support Liverpool, that's cool. One
What
trophy a
about
season.
Champions Leagues though?
Ooh, yeah,
Very good.
yeah.
Very good.
One
Very
day,
good.
one day.
Do you know who else? Do you know who else has won Champions League, Trey? Do you know who else won Champions League?
Not
Yeah.
Arsenal, that's for sure. Sorry, Laurie.
United. Oh my God. I'm surrounded by rivalry right here. United's.
But no, you know what, Laurie? It does happen. My brother-in-law's son. So my brother-in-law's West Ham through and through, but his son went through Leeds, City,
Poor guy.
United, and then settled with Liverpool. But he supported so many teams, just would not support West Ham.
No, that's what happens when you're younger, though, isn't it? My brother was
Yeah.
like that. My brother went through a whole heap of teams, and before he
Yeah.
settled on Man United. So I know what you mean.
Yeah, I mean, even Thiago's father, he went through. I think he used to support. Who was it?
I'm not getting involved.
Before he settled with Liverpool, he supported someone else. Apparently,
I'm not getting
I
involved.
found out very recently.
I'm not getting involved.
Hey.
I'm not getting involved.
Anyway, well, so Laurie, where do you think? In fact, no, Trey. First, we'll ask you. So, where are Liverpool going to finish?
Around top 6 probably.
Top 6. So you're not confident with the top 4, no?
No.
Okay.
Unless we carry on performing how we did yesterday.
But this is the thing. Did you perform well yesterday, or did Arsenal perform badly?
He said.
I'm just putting it out there again.
We performed well.
Okay. Some might say Arsenal performed badly, but okay. So, do you think you'll win the Champions League?
Considering we've got Real, no way in hell.
Okay.
You know what? I'm liking you. I'm liking you more and more because you sound like a real Liverpool fan that is just like not deluded at times.
You're very realistic,
Yeah.
and we like that. It's good to be realistic about the team that you support, and we like your stance on Liverpool's prospects for the Champions League. So well done, very, very, very well done.
This is all off his own back for the record. I haven't trained him in any way, shape, or form. This is just his passion for football.
Okay.
And you know what? I've noticed as well. He's growing into the show. He's growing in confidence. So now, Laurie, we'll move on to Arsenal. In the league, where do you think you'll finish? Honestly,
8th to 10th. I've never denied that. I've never denied it. We are where we should be. We are where we should be.
do you think
we with the squad we've got, we are where we should be?
Yeah, I think that's yeah. I like hearing that from Arsenal fans as well.
And the overhaul that we need, like we've got rid of so much dead wood. We still got dead wood there.
Yeah.
The players that we would want to get in, that the fan base have got an expectation, but the reality is of that a lot of these players that we want, we know that we're not going to get them.
Yeah, I
So
hear you.
it's just what direction we decide to go in. It's like, do we go with playing the youth and blooding in a few, getting a few experienced players that way? Do we keep what we've got and try and build on that, which is absolutely nothing but a few players? It's like there's so many objectives to look at it, but you never
I,
know what's going to happen with this team.
I kind of feel like the youth that you have blooded have done really well, like this season at least.
You know what? I can't say too much because I'm not going to sit here and act like I watch Arsenal every game. Saka, yes.
Smith Rowe, yes.
I want to ask an Arsenal fan,
Martinelli, yes.
but I want not this season. Martinelli hasn't been sensational. He's been injured a lot, but this season, I want to talk Smith Rowe from an Arsenal fan's point of view that watches all their games. How good is Smith Rowe?
He needed to come in like to get the I recently was on a show where we rated our players for the season so far, and I gave him a 6. I said, yes, he's growing into the team. Yes, he's doing very well, but we haven't seen enough of him yet. Like, had we seen him for the whole season and he's been performing the way he's been performing, then yeah, he'd be up there. But he does work hard. He does like to create opportunities. He does all the things that you want. Like, hey, he is one of the better products that have come from the Hale end. The amount of pressure on him to perform like that week in, week out, and on Saka, I don't think is fair.
Nah,
but
agreed.
The problem is we rely on them so heavily, so the pressure is going to be on them. So that's why when they have an off game, if you notice, like they'll have an off game, Saka won't always give you like 7, 8 out of 10, but he doesn't really get criticised when he has a bad game.
Do you feel like he needs to nail down a position though? Because I've seen him being used as a bit of a utility player.
Not so much this season.
I know what you're saying. I couldn't tell you his best position. His best position is definitely attacking, but it's sort of
left side, right
where
side.
you'd put him. It's hard to say because he can. I'd say he can fill both roles, but
which is a great thing at his age.
Yeah, he can fill both roles. Like, I'm not comparing the two, but I would say he has got a lot of similarities to Sterling.
Yeah, okay. I see that. He can probably finish better than Sterling, though. To be fair.
Yeah, Sterling's decision making is Twitter, isn't it? It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
I've always said it. Sterling needs no time on the ball, and he's sensational. Give him some time on the ball, and he'll make the wrong decision. But I think, I'm a huge fan of Saka. If not for I love the fact that last season at left back he was sensational, and then this season he's back where maybe is his more preferred position. But for a player of his age to be able to move between positions like that just shows his football knowledge and his understanding of the game. And then the other one that I've started to see, well, I saw a lot of hype on Twitter before. I saw a lot
Big
of
up Ladimus Prime.
What's up, Prime?
Man like Ladimus Prime, wicked.
I saw a lot of hype about this guy before he joined you, and now I'm starting to see more hype from the Arsenal fans about him. Odegaard. How good is he?
No, he is a good player, but I had seen bits and pieces of him in Europe because I don't watch a lot of European football, but I had seen bits and pieces and you can see that he can pull strings. You can definitely see it. He's an influencer, and yesterday what Liverpool did in that game is they didn't let him have any time on the ball. So that's probably why we weren't creating any opportunities as well. They just wasn't giving him any chance to breathe on the ball. But again, he's in what we've seen of him so far, you can see he's a good player. It's kind of surprising that he doesn't get into that Madrid team. But then when you've got people like Modric, who fills that role, it is going to be hard for you to say that again.
Modric is getting on in age, isn't he?
Yeah,
Right
he's
now.
getting on, but if you can't get past the Modric, you're not gonna. If you can't get ahead of Modric at his age, then no, you're not gonna really want to stay at that a club, are you?
But the
True.
thing is, I would
Modric-
say with Modric as well, despite his age, the one thing with that position, and I know that from City, you can probably look at a lot of the players when you play that particular position, it is all about your footballing ability, your decision making, which actually gets better with age. So yeah, at some point Modric will drop off, but at the moment, like the reason Foden is not playing as a direct David Silva replacement at the moment, Pep has said, is because yes, he will be that guy, but at the moment he's not mature enough. He will not make the right decisions, whereas Gundogan will make the right decisions because it comes with age. So
Wisdom.
I do kind of get why Odegaard would not be pushing Modric out like that.
But but again, the way Pep has done it with Foden as well has been very clever.
Yeah,
because
I agree.
he comes in and out. Whenever he comes in, he's producing. It's not
Yeah.
like he's coming in and he's having a bad game.
No, I think he's managed the whole thing with Foden, although at times it's even frustrated me. He's managed it very well. The bit that surprises me, and I'm trying to work it out a little bit. Do you know where Foden has been so consistent, as in with starts for us? Champions League. Yeah. He's played in pretty much every single Champions League game, and I don't know if Pep obviously thinks that I don't know, that just raw side of him suits the Champions League more than the Premier League.
Yes.
But I don't say with Torres. Torres has played a lot more in the Champions League than he has in the Premier League for us. So I don't really know what it is, but I think I've seen Odegaard is already being spoke about loan being extended. Would you?
On what I've seen so far, yeah, I would take him again. He seems to have been one of the loan signings that hasn't been a bad egg. I mean, the bias, I don't know why we got him back for a second season. He didn't impress me in the first season, let alone this one. Like, I don't know if you've heard the nickname that they give him is fidget spinner.
Oh no.
So that shows you like what they think of him. But like I said, I wasn't impressed with him last season. So I knew that he was just brought in as another body this season because the midfield was so light. And the midfield is like the midfield.
Yeah.
When they're saying we should get in one midfielder, we need at least two midfielders to come in because again, I don't want to see Guendouzi back in that team.
Thank you. Do you know what? Thank you.
That was going to be my follow-up question about like. Would you?
I don't want to see Guendouzi back in that team, not because of what he done. He wasn't because someone runs around a pitch for 90 minutes like a headless chicken. I don't understand how that makes them a good player.
Listen, do you know how refreshing that is? Because one of our good friends, when Guendouzi probably, when was it? Like, so he joined you probably about 2 summers ago, was it? And when he started playing for you lot, he came out and said he's an absolute baller. And I was like, I'm sorry, but I'm not seeing baller. I'm seeing someone that's working hard and trying to do a lot of things. But in the position he plays in, you don't need someone that is flying forward trying to get the ball. You need someone that knows when to go forward and when to stay the F back and do his job. You don't need, and my exact term is the one you used. He looks like a headless chicken just running around chasing the ball. Like, and now because he's gone to France, and from what I've heard, he's doing quite well in France, right?
In the Farmers League.
No, it's Hector Berlin he's at, or whatever they're called. He's in Germany. Yeah,
he's in Germany. Right, sorry.
Berlin,
but he's doing well there, isn't he?
Yeah, but either way, like it's like you said, it's not that Germany's a farmers league. If you don't play for Dortmund, Leverkusen, or Munich, no disrespect to the other clubs or Red Bull Leipzig, no one's gonna notice you.
Yeah, I agree with you. If you get any German team apart from Dortmund or or Bayern in the Champions League or the Europa League, you're not bothered. Like it's fine. I think you're 100% right with that. But yeah.
What about what's his name?
Torreira.
Torreira. Yes.
Oh, I see. I was a really big fan of Torreira when he first joined you, but he didn't seem to show the skill that I expected to see. I expected him to be a bulldog, a Mascherano, a Nigel de Jong type player, and he seemed a little soft.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, like it just didn't work out. He wasn't bad, but he wasn't good. And then when Emery came in and tried to make him a cam, like that's when it was just these days were pretty much numbered. We were like, what's he doing? That's not his position.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes, like I said, it's not his fault, but sometimes when you get certain players and they're integrated into your squad, what you see in another country isn't going to work in the Premiership. And that's a big problem with a lot of people. There's like, oh, let me come to the Premiership.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they're coming for money or if they're coming for ambition or what, because when you look at the Premiership, people don't realize it's not even a case of that myth, that urban myth that we say the Premier League is the greatest league ever.
It's not like
you haven't got time. You
that's
don't have time for anything. It's
listen.
You've got to be like that. You've got to literally be like that. There's
You know
no
what?
time to think, and that's what the problem is. If you're in a slow-paced league and you can't adjust to that fast pace straight away, then you're doomed from the word go.
So was that Troy clapping?
Was that Trey?
No, that was me. I'm just saying the fast pace.
Oh, like, yeah. Sorry,
speaking. No, I'm just.
But you know what? So there was a few good points you made there. Firstly, as a Manchester City fan who, before 2011, certainly before Pep came, but before 2011, can confirm to you there are a lot of foreign players that come to this league for money because we had a lot of them, right? And their work ethic and whatever is. Zabaleta once spoke about it, saying it really irritated him when he joined Manchester City that he saw so many players that have been there for a while earning a lot of money that were there for money, right? And he was like, I don't like it because it's making me be put in that bracket. And on that point as well, it's something I've always said about. I don't believe Arteta will be doing it with you, but I think some of your previous managers have got a little bit wrong. I think with Arsenal, they're a big club. They're one of the biggest clubs in the country. They're based in London. They're definitely known throughout Europe. You know, Wenger, Henry, all of that. It's put Arsenal up there. A lot of players want to play for them, and I think there's a bit of a stigmatism with certain players that they just want to go and play for Arsenal, earn some money, be in London. And I think the recruitment pre-Arteta maybe has signed players that really just don't care that much. Whereas I think with City in particular, one thing I really see with Pep is he seems to look into the mentality of the player. And ultimately, if you're not joining, if you're not joining the club because you want to win things, and Sanchez is a prime example. Sanchez had been telling Pep he was joining City to win stuff. The minute the board went to Pep and said, United are in for him, and his agents rang us, he was like, pull out, because he's told me he was coming here to win stuff. If he's going to United because they're paying more, I don't want that type of player. And I think there is a lot, not just with Arsenal, I think there is a lot of that managers need to look more. And I think with Arteta, because of the close link with Pep, you will probably have a manager that is looking for players with the right. I mean, I think if you look at the players he's shipped out, it already is. If the mentality is not correct, this isn't the place for you. And the second thing, on the time side of things, 100 million %. If you watch Rodri last season, you would understand the amount of times he would get the ball just outside our box with his kind of facing our goal, and he'd think he had 5 minutes to turn around, pick out a pass. Within seconds, someone's on him, got the ball off him. And it's just, I think the Premier League is just such a fast pace, fast-paced league.
Soups, you would have saw it today with your game. The way, although Rashford got his goal, you saw the way that Bruno got clattered. Bruno probably thought he had a lot more time than
Yes.
He's like,
Yeah.
I wonder where I'm going to put this, but he literally, I don't know if he intended to pass the ball, release the ball that quick or not.
Yeah,
But
because he was
the
holding
way
on
he
to
got
it for a
flattered,
minute, wasn't he? Yeah.
says otherwise.
No, it's true. It's true. And the thing is, watching it, I don't know if he actually. That's right. I don't know.
It was either perfect timing or because he felt so.
The momentum took the ball to Rashford.
Yeah, yeah. Great finish by Rashford, though, wasn't it? The way he opened up his body, and slotted it in. Lovely. I do like the way Rashford keeps.
What keeps himself relevant?
He just keeps proving people wrong, because I see a lot of United fans getting frustrated with him, and every single time United fans start ranting and getting frustrated about Rashford, he goes and scores.
Yeah,
every time.
It's true. It's true. It's true. But that's the worst thing about Rashford. Obviously, he's doing great in the community and stuff like that, so that's great. But then, football-wise, it's.
But here's a thought on that.
One.
Here's a thought on that. Is he doing that badly? Is Rashford really that good?
He has. So the thing about Rashford is he'll probably have 2 out of 8 great performances.
See, but I would say with Rashford, he scored some important goals, right? Are there many games where you're saying Rashford was unplayable?
No.
So is he really that good? Like, is he really that good, or is he just? He
is really that good, because, like I said, out of 2 out of 8 performances, he'll just be unplayable.
What 2 out of what? Really? 2 out of 8 games he's unplayable, or he just has better than the other games?
Yeah, no, amazing performances. He'll have
I've never heard of Rashford having amazing performances.
All
I hear is either Pogba or Bruno showcases.
Man of the match performances.
Really?
Man of the match performances. Yeah, for Rashford. It's just they're not consistent, and you think he's going to kick on and be like, okay, we've seen what you've done in the last game. Next game, let's see what you do. Let's see what you move on and do, and it'll be rubbish.
I just don't think he's that good. If I'm frank, I think he can be clinical in front of goal. He must have notched up some numbers, but I just don't think he's that good. If I'm honest.
Yeah,
I wouldn't. He's not a start for England for me. No way.
He is for me. That's the weird thing, because he'll come on for England and just be phenomenal.
Well, you just said come on.
But what I mean is come on. When I mean come on, I mean he'll be selected and he'll start or whatever.
You said what you said. You said what you said.
He's
brilliant.
He got you. He got
he's
you,
not
man.
I mean, if you look at it, I think Kane is nailed on for England. Apart from that, I'd struggle to pick either side of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rashford, I don't know why Kane gets these free kicks and dead balls situations, because.
Don't try and slander Kane now, bruv. Come on. You can't slander him, bruv. His numbers don't lie.
Rashford's dead balls. Ooh, come on. Ooh.
Bruv, there's bare people in England's team that can do that. So if you're putting Rashford on for that, that's not needed, man. I don't know. I'm not here saying Sterling should start neither. If I'm being brutally honest, I don't think Sterling's earned his place this season. So I don't know.
How confident are you lot in England at the Euros?
Not at all.
Getting out of their group. Do you think they're even?
They have to.
But that's a mad one. They have to.
But
that isn't answering. You know what? Last time Laurie was on, an incident happened where you felt that Laurie was evading questions, right? Laurie just asked you, how confident are you in England getting out of the group? And your response was they have to. That does not really talk about you and your opinion. That talks about what is expected of them. So what's your opinion, though?
Okay, so England's prospects are... The weird thing is, the thing, it gets muddied, because my expectations of England, they need to get out of the group, 1,000%.
But again, you're all right. So do you expect them to, or
I expect England to get out of the group. I expect them to. So my expectations are based on my assessment of England. So they have to get out of the group. They have to get through the knockout rounds, and they have to get to at the very least, get to the semi-finals. They have to.
I mean, so if I'm being 100, I haven't looked at if we get out of our group who we might play.
Yeah.
But
Honestly,
I can certainly say
I haven't done that either.
that I don't want to play Portugal. I don't want to play Germany.
So who do you think is going to win the Euros?
Portugal is a very good. I mean, the thing is,
I think England have got a better prospect
than
to win it
Portugal,
than
bruv.
Portugal. What do you think, Laurie?
You're mad English, aren't you?
No, what do you mean, mate? What do you mean, fella?
Bruv,
I don't know. To be honest with you, with England, it's literally if it depends on how clever Southgate is with the squad, man. It really does, because we know what Southgate's like. I mean,
yeah. I think he needs to have.
I wasn't impressed with the performances. Like I watched the highlights. I can't sit there and watch 90 minutes of a Southgate England team.
But neither was Southgate.
Yeah, but bruv, I'm sorry. I'm going back to what would ever make you think that you think England have got a better chance than Portugal, bruv?
I think England have got a better chance at winning the Euros than Portugal.
Based on what?
Based on the players that we've got in our squad.
All right. What?
One thing I'll give Soups though. One thing I'll give Soups. Although they're the current champions, the current holders. Sorry. We can't forget that I think they didn't win any of the games. Pretty much, they pretty much drew every game leading up to getting to the finals.
Yeah,
but also they're also the holders of the. They're also the holders of the other one as well, aren't they? What was that tournament like 2 years ago?
The one with the World Cup and all that. I don't know what it's called, but I know what you're
talking
about.
There was a European tournament like
the League of Nations.
League of Nations. They've also won that more recently. And when you're talking, they've got some winners in there, bruv. I mean, Ronaldo's going to be there. So firstly, the same as I will with the Champions League, when Ronaldo plays for your team, right? He can win a game by himself, right? You've then got, I would imagine Pepe's going to be there or thereabouts still.
Yep.
You've got Cancelo. You've got Bruno Fernandes. You've got Bernardo Silva.
Yeah.
You've got Neto.
Yeah.
You've got a few other players from Wolves, right? They've got some absolute ballers, bruv, Portugal, but they also have that mentality that Ronaldo is putting into them. And like I said, when you have a player like Ronaldo, he'll drag you over that. Who's our player like Ronaldo? And if you say Harry Kane, yeah, then why does Tottenham not have one single trophy under Harry Kane? Because yes, I get Kane gets numbers. However, he ain't dragged no one over the line. Ronaldo's dragged a lot of people over the line. Kane ain't dragging people over the line.
It's true.
We ain't got no one that's dragging us over the line, bro. We haven't. You know what? Actually, it's probably the people that's dragged us over. Do you know who the winners are in our team? I hate to say it, it's Sterling, Foden, Walker.
Yeah.
Stones. They're the winners in our team. And actually Foden, that you could say Foden and a few of the other youngers, I don't know, maybe Mount, maybe James, I don't know, Sancho. Their man won the under 17s World Cup? So maybe they're the actual serial winners in our team, not Kane.
Yeah. So yeah, I know why you said that. I would mention Kane, but I just feel it's weird. Even though England haven't done it, or England haven't shown any
signs for you to think that they might win something,
I've still got the hope.
The hope, that's fine. That's hope, but that's different.
It's hope,
but I hope that England win. Don't get me wrong, but
the hope is kind of shaping my expectations.
I mean, teams like Denmark are going out there and bagging 8 goals against teams, then 5 goals against another team. Belgium played a B team the other week, like last week, and I think won 7 or 8-0. Like Belgium is another one that I would put up there.
Yeah.
France is another one I would put up there.
Yeah.
Germany is another one. All these teams, all right, through the group stages, they have not been amazing, but all of them, they've won stuff. They've done things together. Like
They have. Do you know what it is? I think it literally is faith. I think it's literally faith. But
well, it's Easter weekend, so I get it. Got to have faith.
you gotta have faith. But I just feel like England are gonna at least get to the semis, at least. But maybe that's because of my expectations.
Maybe there's going to be a draw that puts a lot of the big boys in one side, a bit like Chelsea and Liverpool got in the Champions League. They get an easy route to the final. But
what you think? You think Chelsea and Liverpool got an easy route to the Champions League final?
I think easier than us.
But it was literally balls out of
Bruv. No, I'm not saying
balls out of a bag.
What do you mean? Well, I'm not arguing. I'm not saying it was for any reason. I'm just saying it's an easy route, bruv. I'm not saying it's corrupt or nothing. I'm just saying, like, I would have loved to get Real Madrid, bruv, all day long.
Really?
Yes, bruv. I would have loved to get Real Madrid
Serial
right
winners who have won it like the last.
now. Yeah, bruv. You've seen Real Madrid at the moment. Liverpool, yeah, Liverpool were great last season.
Yeah.
However, what? So, yeah, Real Madrid have won stuff. This season, I'd love Real Madrid all day long. Because if we beat Bayern, we get PSG or... Sorry, if we beat Dortmund, we get PSG or Bayern. I do not want to play Bayern Munich. Not in no knockout.
Don't think you'll beat Dortmund with that defence?
Dortmund, I think so. I think Haaland is going to be turning the hell up against us because this is like his shop window. Sancho's got something to prove, ex-team and that, but it's more, I know as a United fan, you want to get excited about Sancho. I'm definitely more excited about Haaland than I am Sancho. But I think, look, we should beat Dortmund. As a City fan, will we? I don't know. Do I want to play Bayern in a semi-final of the Champions League? I do not want that for shit. Sorry if Trey's still about, by the way.
So who do you think, Daps, who do you think is going to win the Champions League this
Bayern with chest. You know what? If I was to put it out there, I hate to say it. I really hate to say it. Bayern or Liverpool.
So, Uncle Laurie, who do you think is going to win the Champions League this season?
Bayern. They don't need even without Lewandowski. They're still firing. They've never worried me. Not worried me. Sorry, they've never. I can't look at them and can't see them at least getting to the final.
You can't write them off.
And you got to remember how bad they started off the season slow as well. Because the coach they got now wasn't there straight away. I think they had someone else in it, and the results weren't coming in. And
yeah,
the thing is, it's like the question is when you're talking about Bayern, it's like saying, Soups, what do you want to drive? A Mercedes
or a
Alfa Romeo?
It's still a car. It's still this. It's still yeah.
Bro, I believe in German efficiency so much.
Okay.
I don't want that game. I wanted Bayern in the. If anything, I needed Bayern in the final. Not. There's a comment by the way.
I hear.
But the same thing. I already am having nightmares of the fact that Liverpool will get to the final and we'll have to face Liverpool and
so
Liverpool
if that happens,
and Liverpool. Hold on, and Liverpool have absolute Champions League pedigree. I was screaming before any Liverpool fan, right, that I can see Liverpool winning the Champions League this season. And the problem is we have so little faith in ourselves in the Champions League. Liverpool have so much faith in themselves. And the worst thing is, despite how bad they've been this season, how good we've been this season, we will get them in the Champions League final and they'll beat us.
I feel like Liverpool had faith in the league this season as well. So
yeah. But listen, any Liverpool fan that's trying to claim they've done this on purpose and they were more bothered about the Champions League, that is absolute nonsense, right?
Of course it is.
They've just realised come February it's the only trophy they're going to win. That's it. I really think City can finally get over the line. We should because I think the whole Sergio Aguero point there. I dream of Aguero finding form and scoring in the final. Right? However,
don't you think Aguero's gonna like
but
say,
have you
say,
watched? Have
say
you watched?
goodbye?
Yeah. That's what. Again,
Yeah.
this is the thing. Do I think or do I want? Do I want? Hell yeah! It's literally the guy that scored the goal in the 93rd and 20 seconds, then goes and wins us the Champions League and bows out. Yeah, that is a story. That's movie. Yeah.
Yeah,
However, have you seen Aguero since he's been playing? Since he's come back, bruv?
I have. Yeah.
Well, what do you think he's going to drag us over the line?
I feel like he's got it in him.
Well, of course he has. He scored goals in 93 minutes and 20 seconds last game of the season. He's got it in him, but right now he's not looking on point, bruv. He's not firing. But you are right.
When you lose certain things that you've had in your ability, when your natural ability goes and certain things go with all the injuries and that, you do see a different player. They can be a shadow of themselves, but they can turn up.
They can. Agreed.
They can. But Laurie, do you think Sergio Aguero has lost his ability and stuff like that? Do you think that?
He's lost his match fitness massively because he's played so little, right?
He's lost his match fitness, but do you think he's lost his ability to turn it on, to win a game?
No, and that's what I said. He could, but again, you're talking England. You've got hope in England winning the flipping Euros, bruv. So I'm kind of at the moment. But don't get me wrong. I would love to see it. But if I'm being honest right now, I've been thinking about this, right? Because the whole Aguero thing, we're not going to part with him on bad terms. However, right now, I wish Aguero left us end of last season.
So based on what Hudson's saying,
what was this? Is that a question?
Yeah, it's a question. So
there's no question there. Just to confirm, that's a statement.
That's a statement, but it turns into a question. I'll ask you, Daps, and I'll ask you, Laurie, as well. So I'll ask you, Daps, first. So you're saying he really thinks that City can finally get over the line in the Champions League, right?
Where's the question?
Do you really think this season, with Pep obviously back in City and stuff like that, signing new contracts and whatever, do you think this is not the season that City win the Champions League?
Let me take you back to when Pep signed the contract, right?
Okay.
When Pep signed the contract, Manchester City were not top of the league, right? Yeah. Manchester City were not being spoke about winning the league, right? Yeah. At one point, we were 9 points off of Tottenham, right? Yeah. When he signed the contract, everyone was saying City this season is a bit of a kind of get through. Hold on, let me finish.
Yeah.
Everyone was saying, and I agreed, and I agree at this point, it was very much this season is a kind of transition. It's we're bringing in our probable new captain next season, our company replacement. Aguero's unfit. Aguero wasn't playing. Gabriel Jesus wasn't playing. We had people with COVID, and it was just looking an absolute damn mess. We'd lost to West Ham. We'd lost to Tottenham. It was looking a mess, and no one was talking that. No, and everyone was saying, Pep's coming in. In his interview, when he signed the contract, he said, I'd like to thank the board for continuing to support and give me whatever is required. Okay, right?
Yeah.
And everyone was saying, this season's transition, summer's going to be spent massively to give him 2 seasons to win everything, right? That is the whole thing. Right. Then ultimately, we clicked because everyone believed in the system, right? Okay. Not players, the system.
Yeah.
But also massively because everyone else turned shit, right? And we've once again in the business end of the season, we have been the same old consistent City. Okay. United turned shit, right? Oli just flopped we all knew. Liverpool turned shit. All of that. That is the difference. So for people to say this season, will we get over there? There's been a lot of shitness in Europe, right? The fact is, we're talking the knockout stages of the Champions League. This isn't September to December. This is a knockout stages of the Champions League. And this is where you're coming up. Like you said, Real Madrid, who have been shit, serial winners. Liverpool, shit, serial winners. Bayern Munich, shit, serial winners. Chelsea, in modern era, been average, serial winners, right? So we're now coming against people that get over the line in the Champions League. We ain't got over the line. And Pep overthinks everything. And again, when you look at Dortmund, should we beat them on paper? Yes. Should we have beat Monaco on paper? Yes. Should we have beat Lyon on paper, yes. Should we have beat? I could keep listing these teams in Europe that we should have beat, bruv. Like
no, that really does explain like why you don't think that City can push over the line. It does.
Show me something. Prove me wrong, because I believe once we've done it once, we'll probably start doing it a bit more. But until I see it,
do you know what it is for me? I don't know if it's the same for you, Laurie, but I've just seen like obviously City, like you said, Daps, City have been not like operating at 100% the whole season.
It's interesting. It was funny. It's like Pep was saving something, and it does seem like.
And it's so it's like right now, even though City didn't start like bursting out the blocks, they didn't start like as a crazy team. It seems like now everything's clicked. It seems like now everything's right. The way they're playing is sensational. I literally cannot see any fixture.
Bayern?
I can't see any fixture. Like I'm saying with my chest. I can't see any fixture right now with the way City are playing that they will lose points. I can't see it. I can't see it.
Well, I saw it with Leicester and it didn't happen. So maybe I hope you're right.
All I can see is City doing a madness. So if they are going to do a madness based on how I've seen them play this season, I feel like this is the season where they're going to do it.
I hope so. We should.
I feel like it is. I feel like it is.
And while we talk about, I want to move on from City. And I've got a United fan next to me, and I've got an Arsenal fan in front of me. So
yes, big up Hudson as well. He's saying that the current form into the latter stages, Champions League, everything, is perfect time. It is literally.
I'm not denying it. Again,
City are playing phenomenally.
But again, you seem to base so much on this perfect timing, and you know, looking at this and that. Look, all of that's great. But if you want to talk about perfect timing, right?
Yeah.
You need to also look at the fact of previous seasons and what's happened.
Yeah, you're looking at history,
and mentality and all of that. Like, so perfect timing is great, but when you've got teams that have been shit before and still won it, that's a fear factor, because you're thinking, are we playing the Liverpool that we played last time we played them? Or are we playing Liverpool that go and win the Champions League? Which Liverpool are we playing? And Pep's already overthinking all this stuff. But we've got a United fan next to me. We've got United fan next to me, Arsenal fan in front of me.
Well, what do you think, Laurie? What do you think?
All right, you want to talk City? Carry on, Laurie.
Literally, like obviously, this is like the end sentence for City. But what do you think, Laurie? Do you think this is the season that City are going to do it?
No.
Thank you, Laurie. This guy knows football, bruv.
Okay.
No. It's literally down to
what
Dax has been saying in terms of the mentality thing and having not won it yet.
Okay.
I'm not comparing. Don't get me wrong. I'm not comparing them to Paris, because Paris are very overrated. But Paris are like in a similar boat in the terms of they've got this fabulous squad, always competing for all their domestic trophies. But when it comes to the Champions League, because they haven't got over that line, it hurt them. And the thing with last season, they were lucky to get to the final, in my opinion.
Yeah.
They were very lucky to get to the final. And then it just showed that anyone who thought that they was going to beat Munich in the finals, just, I don't know. Because Neymar, I don't want to talk about them for too long, but Neymar, as much as people love Neymar, if Neymar's not on that Ronaldo, the reason he's not on that Ronaldo and Messi bracket is because they can do it. They can turn it on, and if they're having a bad game, they won't strop and have a tantrum about it. And their attitude won't drop. They that mindset that they've got does not drop. Neymar drops. If the team ain't performing, he's not the one picking them up and bringing them out of the mud. He goes the opposite way, and that's the problem that they have.
I think you're bang on, like, because you can jump on TikTok or YouTube or whatever, and you can see some sensational show reels of Neymar. Yeah, let's be honest, he wins some games and he's technically amazing. However, how many times have English teams played PSG and Neymar's not winning games for them against he, and also there's a whole, he don't really like this period. This like March to June period, yeah. Neymar's never liked that period. He goes missing in there. He goes and celebrates his sister's birthday or something. He goes missing, man. But
I mean, Foops, you would have saw it firsthand when you played them in your group stages. Like
awful.
you would have saw it firsthand. Everyone was talking about him. Yet Rashford was the one that was the one. Rashford was the one that destroyed them.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong.
He was injured.
I want a Neymar masterclass against Munich. Yeah, I want him to turn it on once. Just do what you can do
want to see it.
against Munich and put Munich out, because I want to play PSG. If we get PSG in the finals, we smash them. I honestly believe City PSG, we win that. We win that easily. I've seen you, man, play them. Like, I'm comfortable with that. I don't want that Dortmund. I don't want that Bayern smoke.
You seen PSG in the league recently?
Yesterday,
that's what I'm saying. Like, PSG are bang average, man. They're bang average. They're yeah. No, I can't see them winning the Champions League for a long time. I'd actually think City will win the Champions League before PSG, to be honest with you, because we do seem to have some more professional. Like, I think the Gundogans, the Rodri, the Bernardo Silvas in the middle of the pitch, yeah, I think they're pivotal to us. They're very professional. Their mentality is on point. I see us winning it before PSG. I think PSG are exactly what you said. I think me and you share some very similar views, Laurie. But let's move on to the Europa League. So we already know your take. You are not even watching the next round, right?
Yeah, I'm happy to talk about the other teams and whatnot, but this is a write-off for me. Like I said, I'm stand by what I said. Like, I can't believe the tie is still being played. I can't believe nothing's been done whatsoever. Like, in all honesty, if it wasn't for wanting to win a trophy or be in the Champions League, then I wouldn't. I still don't care what's gonna happen in principle, but obviously that there's that part of me that wants to win it in terms of getting into the Champions League for having that absence.
Yeah.
But as far as this week's concerned, as far as the next week of these legs is concerned, I've got nothing to say on the matter at all.
Yeah. No, I hear you. And
it's just so the whole situation is just so distasteful. Because again, I'm not sure if you lot was aware. Obviously, the rounds have been going round about what happened in Valencia's game today.
Nah, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, someone got an Elba player racially abused a Valencia player, and nothing happened. The game was carried out. I don't know the ins and outs of it, so I don't want to speculate too much. But
the whole team walked off the pitch, innit?
Again.
Yeah, that's what it was. But I can't speculate on the whole incident because I don't know what happened.
Do you know what? You said you're surprised it's still. I'm not. It's UEFA. Like, they just keep turning a blind eye to everything. The punishments are dead, especially when you look at how much football clubs, like, I've seen bigger fines, right, on players' wage slips for being late to training, right, than I've seen football clubs getting fined for complete racism. I'm not surprised because UEFA are racist in my eyes. I mean, the heads of UEFA show definite racism, like signs of racism. They don't get it, and they don't seem to want to get it.
Do you know the dead thing about this incident tonight is, yes, the Valencia players walked off the pitch. 5 minutes later, what do?
Walk back on.
Straight back on.
Probably because someone told them they had to. And the worst thing is that is probably that's either the La Liga, or it's officials at the club that have ultimately said, if you want to get paid, get back on the pitch. If we're being 100.
Yeah. And instead, and then both players who were involved in that incident just both got yellow cards. And then they just carried on. Damn!
But why did they both get yellow cards?
Because obviously one player caused a disruption, like blah, blah, blah. One player, blah, blah.
It's just
Dead.
And that's why, like, I'm not gonna lie. If like, because you can't speculate these things with your children, like you can't speculate with your godson. Like, I'm not sure what your godson is, but my son's mixed race, so
So
I'm
my daughter's mixed race. My godson's black.
Yeah, but even though, like, so, like, you kind of fear for them in a way, like, if they get to the pro stage, or even when they're close to it, you kind of worry about what levels some of the abuse is going to be at that stage, if it hasn't been clamped down on, or there's no control over it, because that's what, 6-7 years away.
I mean, if I'm 100 and this is almost moving away from football, I feel thankful I have a daughter, because I do feel it is slightly worse for I feel like I would fear if I had a son more, because I fear that, not just in football but in
in life,
in life, I fear that a black male, it could get really sticky for. So I do definitely, but I think they're gonna. This is a problem. It's such a huge problem that I don't think a lot of people even realize how big a problem it is in every walk of life. And that is, even with BLM and how hot a topic it is, I still think there's a lot of people that do not realize how big a problem it is, because it's so deeply rooted, that it's not going to be sorted out for many generations, unfortunately. And then that's in this country, which is quite a multicultural country. When you've then got other countries.
So they say they put it on.
We saw the report the other day. I'm trying to find like what the stats were for the report that came out the other day.
What was it about?
So they done an independent report into whether the UK is institutionally racist or not.
I think it is.
Well, they decided it wasn't.
Of course they did. Who did that report? Come on. Who did that report, please?
Yeah.
What? Probably the same people that are behind the royal family and the media and everything else. Yes, it is, man.
It's like what you teach them and what you try to make them understand, your children, because despite what you're saying, like, I'm not disputing what you're saying, Daps, but I've also got twin daughters as well, and they're a bit older than Trey, so there's so much things that, like, there's so much conversations that I have with them, and a lot of it is, as a father, obviously you want to protect all your kids, you want to educate your kids the right way, but she's still innocent. She's still got that innocence in her, your daughter. So there's a lot of things, like, she might see things happening with yourself and your wife, or she might be out with you and certain experiences that they go through, and they can't quite understand why people are feeling away with you. And it's hard to try and have that conversation with them when they're at that age. But the problem you have is that it's an image that doesn't leave them and it doesn't go out their head. There's things that my daughters have seen, and there's things that my son have seen, like, not bad things, but they've experienced, and
they've seen it.
It was things
They-
that
they-
happened at a
yeah.
young age that they haven't
And there's
forgotten.
sponges.
As
There's
they got
sponges.
They
older,
might not be able to process what it is, but they've seen it.
Yeah, there's
They've seen it.
sponges, 100%. The amount of things that yeah, they take on absolutely everything, and they bring up things that,
I've
yeah,
seen- so yeah, so
and you're surprised that you're kind of surprised that they remember it, but what it is you want to explain it, but it's like you don't want to have the conversation with them too soon.
yeah, yeah,
so
It's like you want to let them enjoy life and you want to let them live life before you start
Live life.
getting into those kind of conversations with them.
So
Yeah.
Laurie, right? So I don't know how old like your oldest kid is. Daps I know. So Daps got one child. She is a certain age.
5.
She's 5, but my son is 17.
No way.
Real
Yeah, it's
talk,
mad,
real
isn't it?
talk. 17, right? So my son's 17.
You
So
don't look old enough to have a 17-year-old son. No cap, man.
bro, I'm 17.
No cap. Like, and the thing with this generation, I'm not gonna lie, yeah, your son probably looks older than you because my daughters look old. Like my daughters get mistaken for my girlfriends at times, and I'm like, nah.
Peak,
So,
peak. That's
but you
peak.
can see they're young. You can see they're young in the face, but because they got the big build, like, and they're taller than me, that's why
Yeah.
people sort of put 2 and 2 together and come up with 6.
It's mad. Yeah, no, that's true. So literally every time my son comes to my house, right, I've got a mirror in the front room, right? And literally, I think it's since he was probably like 12 years old or whatever, because that's how quick they grow. So what they grow up to be a certain age and they're still like your little one. They're like this, they're short, whatever. Then they get to a certain age when they're just like they start sprouting and voice gets deeper and all sorts. So ever since then, so literally since my son was about 12 years old, every time he comes to my house, we do this ritual when he comes in, and I'm like, take your shoes off, right? And let's stand in front of the mirror. Let's see how tall you are, you know? Okay. Oh, so he would be there. When he was 12, he was like this tall, right? This tall. And I'm like, yeah, soon you'll be like my height, whatever. Then he gets to 13, and then he's like this tall. I'm like, okay, yeah, soon you'll be this height. 14. He's here. Oh, soon you'll be this tall. And I'm like, yeah, you need to step. Like, come on, take shoes off, whatever. Like I said, he's 17 now, yeah. And he started coming in the yard. We stand in front of the mirror. He's like, Dad, let's stand in front of the mirror. I'm like, oh my God. I can already see it. I'm already looking at him like this. Right? We'll stand in front of the mirror. And he's like, oh yeah, oh yeah, like my haircut's here. So I'm about the same height as you, Dad. But if I let my hair grow, I'll be taller, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, don't be in a rush to grow up. Don't be in a rush to be this like that tall.
Yeah.
Don't be in a rush to be that tall.
It's one of the truest lines you can tell them. Like when they say certain things, like, luckily for me, my son likes school, the girls aren't as keen.
Yeah.
But when they say certain things like, "Oh, I can't wait to finish school," you're like, "Nah. You say that now, but trust
Yeah.
me, like, there's certain things, like, don't get me wrong, I did well in school and I did very well at college,
Yeah.
but because I tried to, like, when I was younger, I rushed the uni thing. I was like, I want to just do it all in one go, school,
Get
college,
over and
uni,
done
and
with.
I was like,
Yeah.
but part of me wanted to enjoy my life as well, so it's sort of like, and then before you know it, like, I had kids on the way, so the uni thing had been put on ice for a while, and then it gets to an age where it's like, nah, I need to finish this off, man. I
Yeah.
want to finish what I started, but it's like choosing something that's gonna be like meaningful to you, because you can do something where you just go in and you're career focused. But because I come from a big family, you probably come from a big family. Not sure about that, but when
Small
you come,
family.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
when you got that family like orientated thing where you know what it's like, birthdays,
Yeah.
summer holidays, like you're at your aunts or your cousins or your
Yeah.
uncles, whatever, but all
Yeah.
them cookouts and all the things you see in like them American films, when you got all them kind of family reunions all
Yeah,
the
We have
time,
love
that.
it.
We have that.
Love
Yeah, we
that.
have
I
that.
love that. I love that through
that
obviously what I
sort of
would call
makes
my
you,
connected family. Yeah.
yeah, that sort of makes you think like, as much as I want a like really good career, like I don't want to forget about like that sort of thing, and I want to instill it to my family as well.
Okay,
Like,
okay, Laurie. So yeah, obviously, I kind of feel like all of us kind of want that. So let me switch lanes quickly, right? So your oldest child, how old?
children,
Oldest children, how old? How old are they? Sorry,
they're 15.
they're 15. Okay, 15,
Remember,
right?
Sorry,
twins.
and just
So
just quickly, absolute blessing on twin girls as well. Sensational. I don't think you could ask for more.
No, definitely. It's very good, very good. Like I've got like twins in my family, and I think they say it skips a generation or whatever.
Mm.
But I've got like uncles who are twins. I've got great uncles, not great uncles, great like great aunts and stuff, and great uncles who are also twins, sets of twins.
And both our godkids, twin
Yeah.
boy and girl as well.
Our good kids, yeah, they're twin boy and girl. And the maddest thing is my ex, her dad was a twin.
Yes,
So
you've got it in that.
So when we were talking about kids and stuff, it was like, yeah, do you know what? We're definitely gonna have twins in it. We're gonna definitely have a set of twins. But yeah.
Do you know what? Twin mixed race girls, you must have 1,000,001 pictures.
Okay, yeah.
A million and one pictures,
he
Laurie.
must have. But Laurie, right? So your twin girls are 15, right? I don't know if they've started talking about boyfriends and stuff like that. Have they?
yes and no, but like again, it's one of them conversations. It's sort of like with this generation,
You dismiss it, right?
I wouldn't.
You dismiss it. You're like,
it's not even that it's dismissed. It's sort of like, I think they're scared to have the conversation because they don't know
Yeah.
what reaction they're gonna get from
Right.
me.
Do you know what? This is something from the beginning
yeah.
that I've been.
Yeah.
So my daughter is very much. Although when she was like probably 1 at nursery, she really liked. I can't remember his name now, but the boy who she's now at school with.
Perfect, exactly.
But from young, but since then, she's very much like. She is very, very much. If there's ever a conversation about boys, she's like, but I don't play with boys. Like, I don't like boys type thing. However, don't get it wrong. When we had the extension and there's builders round, like one of the builders who's really friendly to her, she loved him. Like, and I'm thinking this little girl is a flirt. But the one thing I have been massively with her throughout is that you can talk to me. I'm cool with that. And when people are, oh yeah, if
I go over talk to blah blah blah.
Yeah, and like there's not going to be no boys in. I'm trying the opposite approach because do you know what? Best. Like, and the reason is that I want her to be able to bring boys home, right? Because the one thing I know is if my daughter is going to be with boys, I want it under my roof. I want to know what's going on. I don't want her to be sneaking out thinking she can't tell me where she's going. And just because it's a boy, because for me, that's her putting herself in danger. And then me not knowing where she is. I would much rather, but it's hard because they naturally, I think, Laurie, you, I think this is what you're touching on. I think they naturally just don't want to go there with their dad.
They feel more at ease with their mum than they do with their dad.
Yeah,
but
I think it's natural.
Like you said, sorry, having these conversations is difficult, but there's loads of things like we can just sit down and drop it up. That's the thing. You've always got to like maintain that from whatever age. Like obviously now technology is taken over a lot with the children, but sometimes you
Tell me
literally
about it.
tell them put the phone down,
Yeah.
like, and
Let's
we're
have a
gonna have half
conversation.
an hour talking, and
Yeah.
half an hour turns
Trust
into
me.
an hour, 2 hour, whatever. Because the
Yeah.
technology will take over, but then because I've got that, like, I can see we're all like on the same wavelength in the sense that we know, as you said, like, before, when you was introducing me, sort of when you click with someone, or
Yeah.
sort
Yeah.
of your environment, so
Yes.
where the conversation's going, or when to switch certain things on and off with people.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So, like, you can be in company, like your work company, and have a
Yeah.
certain conversation with them. You
Yeah.
have a certain conversation that you wouldn't have with your kids, or you wouldn't have with other associates or whatever. And it's sort of just doing that with them and instilling that to them and
Yeah.
That's
having that
so.
communication.
Yeah. So this is the way I was leading it. That's exactly what I'm saying. So my son is 17. My son's mum she's very liberal. She's very like relaxed and stuff. Her husband's very relaxed, whatever. And they kind of treat my son like, because he's 17 now, they treat him like a friend, like a mate, and stuff like that. But with me, I always keep the hierarchy there. I'm always like, nah, actually.
Yeah. I think you need to do that.
I'm always like, he'll be like, oh, dad, blah, 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 this and that. Oh, I want to do this, or I need to do that. And I'm like, instead of talking to him, like, he's talking to me in adult situations, he's talking to me, telling me about things that are very, like, yeah, adult conversations or whatever. But rather than me respond like, yeah, as a friend or whatever, I will always, every single time, respond like I'm top chief, top dad. I'm like, oh yeah, like, so he'll say things to me like, oh yeah, I want to stay at my friend's house, or I'm going to stay at my friend's house on Friday or whatever. And I'll be like, okay, who's a friend?
But
Dad, don't worry about that. Mum knows about blah blah blah. And I'm like, yeah,
but
that's cool.
Can I ask you?
Yeah.
Has he ever done anything that makes you need to be like that?
He hasn't, but I feel like that's because of the way we've been. Sort of. I kind of feel like we set.
Do you feel that's what you should do?
Yeah, definitely.
Right, but do you feel like, right? So you feel like that's what you should do.
Yeah.
However, if you think about your son, and by the way, people, Soups' son is a sensational young man.
17-year-old, like
head screwed on.
I don't
think he's probably ever done anything wrong.
Such a nice lad.
Yeah, sounds
nice
very very threatening on the phone. May I add?
Because his voice is so deep.
One time we were in here and Soups got a phone call, and I'm there, like, I heard just this deep voice down the phone. I was like, who's that? Who? I thought he was being moved to down the phone. Then he was like, no, it's just my son. But back to what we were talking about.
Yeah.
Do you think that's because that's what you think your role as a dad should be? But then if you think about it, has he done anything to, like, I mean, it's working. To be frank, the one thing I always look at is the child. Yeah. And if what you're doing is working, then keep doing it. That's what I keep saying. Sometimes my mum to me is like, oh, we're a bit too kind of like let Kiana get her own way. Yeah. But I am like, you know what? As long as I'm getting them school reports that I'm getting, as long as I'm getting all my friends saying what they say about her, as long as she's being respectful, she's being kind-hearted, she's doing all these qualities that she shows, I'm not going to change the way I'm doing anything.
No, yeah, that's right.
And the same with you, to be fair. Like, it's working, and maybe you and the other half are playing good cop, bad cop.
I feel like the thing is, as cliche as it sounds, and I don't know how people do all of that. No one can teach you how to be a parent.
Nope.
And it's something you go by impulse, and you just
Yeah.
That's the way that you do it. You just go by impulse. Some of the things that
Yeah.
you've learned from your parents, you'll instill in your own children. You'll instill your own stuff in it as well. But you just go in open-minded. Like you
Yeah.
don't. There's no point in reading all these books and you know what
Million.
makes me laugh?
Yeah.
Reading books and listening to vlogs or whatever. What all of that crap. The majority of these people that are giving you this advice, they haven't even got kids of their own.
Real talk, or they're lying. The amount of times I see people say things like, yeah, like for a prime example is, oh yeah, she sleeps in her own bed now. And then a next conversation,
They were talking about, yeah.
they'll pull out how I didn't get any sleep because they're in the bed. And it's
She's
like,
waking
what?
up, yeah.
Honestly, that is the biggest truth. When I see people trying to lecture people about, oh no, like dummy, you mustn't give them a dummy. It's like, do you know what, people? These are children, yeah? They are unique individuals, and your household is a unique individual. You as parents, everything is different in every single thing. Like,
It's mad.
you just have to get on. It's the maddest thing for me,
Yeah.
I will always say, is that day where given birth, whatever, and the hospital goes, you can go home now. And you're just like,
but
what do I do? And when we got home, we're just literally there, like, what do we do now?
No, that's right. But what I'm saying is, obviously, my son, 17, he lives with his mum. So his mum will say something like, obviously, she tries to be like his best friend or whatever. It's like she talks to him like whatever. And so he'll come with a situation and she'll give him advice like, yeah, oh, when I was in the situation, I did this and blah, 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 blah. But with me, I'll be like, I can give him the situation. I can give him advice about, yeah, don't worry about that because it's going to turn out like this. It's going to turn out like that, whatever. As if I've gone through it, but I will never do that. I won't give him advice as if it's me going through it or me giving it to him. Do you know what I mean? I will always keep the hierarchy. Like I said, I think it's so important to keep the hierarchy where it's like,
it's when
I'm the dad,
but ultimately, Soups, I guess
I'm the boss.
I guess I don't. We like me and Laurie, I think, are saying to you, yeah, cool, it's working. Like, obviously, Laurie doesn't know your son, but I'm telling Laurie, from your son, that's working. I'm not going to agree that is the right way.
Yeah, no,
that might not be the right way. But
no, of course,
it's working in your situation.
It's working.
So,
it's working like, in my situation. It's working.
I think it's already to be frank with you, I totally get where you're saying from, because I kind of know from my household, even though I don't want that to be the situation, that is the situation.
Right.
If I raise my daughter, when she thinks she's done something wrong, she naturally looks at me shook, right? And
because she knows you're the disciplinarian.
But I can tell you now, like, I'm softer than soft with her. Like, she's got me wrapped around her little finger. But from young, she's just, for some reason, I don't know, it's the basic, I don't know what it is, but she just naturally, if something is...
You're the one who tells...
Yeah, but I'm always like, to Kelly, you have to be that one, because she's she's everything to me. I can't discipline her, because I'll just flop. I'll just end up saying sorry to her if I try and but for some reason, she naturally just seems to be shook of me. I don't really... But it's natural. But I think
that's how it is.
I think, like Laurie said, all of it is, everyone's situation is unique. Everything is different.
It is unique. Yeah, I kind of feel like that is that's the crux of the whole thing. Everyone's situation is very unique. You just need to learn.
No one can tell someone how to be a parent, man. No one can tell anyone how to be a parent.
Not at all.
And no one has the right to tell anyone how to be a parent, furthermore.
Yeah. No, that's right.
You could probably tell people they're a bad parent, to be fair. There's one or two of them, but
I've seen a couple of them,
Let's change the subject. Laurie, did you get any Easter eggs? Did you do Easter? No?
My son's not really into it. My daughters aren't overly fussed anymore.
Did you do like Fish Friday?
Yeah, we did that.
So what did you have? What was on the menu for Fish Friday? Can I have a?
It was yam,
Ooh,
bananas, and what was the fish? Fried fish, fried snapper.
Oh
nice.
yes,
You're
yes.
keeping it proper Caribbean there with the snapper.
Yeah. And
Do
then
you know what?
today,
I literally I cannot wait to meet Laurie and his family on the road.
And then your mum will probably say, Gary,
like I
that
said, I wouldn't surprise me if your aunt knows my mum.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, especially where you're saying she is, like where if your aunt's been in Fulham all her life, she probably knows who I am.
yeah.
She would look at me because we're probably not that far dissimilar in age. So
It's
um
true. It's
I
true.
went I
I am like
depends if you're going by beards or what.
I
I'm
literally
60 I'm 67 years old next year.
no, I literally did everything in Fulham apart from that, like until I went secondary. So my school was Fulham, my church was Fulham,
Okay,
all of
yeah.
that.
Yeah, no, definitely my auntie is yeah. And my cousins were definitely. I feel like they would have crossed paths at some point.
Yeah, no. And the Grenadian community in West London, like Bedford, everyone knows everyone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
When it comes to the Grenadian community,
Trust me, when I first kind of becoming, I guess, intertwined in the Afro-Caribbean community of Bedford, it was like I remember. So in Macabre,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
which is Macabre is a grime crew from Bedford when we were younger, and I was a DJ for, and literally I think 5 of the MCs were cousins.
Yeah.
It is, and I was like, wow, because like I said earlier, I'm kind of, when I say I'm from a small family, I'm just from a I'm from obviously, well, not obviously, but my mum remarried, and I think often when you have that, and then you're so my mum's side of the family is small. My real dad's side of the family, he lives the other side of the world, so I don't see his side. And then my stepdad's family wasn't that big, but
Yeah.
and that's why family's a huge thing to me, and I love it. So my wife's got 2 sisters, both got many kids, and I love seeing my daughter with her cousins. Like, I love it because I never really had that. So yeah, families are, everyone needs to embrace the family thing, and it irritates me when I see people missing opportunities of doing things with their family as well. It's like,
do you know what's very frustrating with family as well? Like you probably both get it as well. The connection that you had when you was younger, in comparison to the connection you have now, you'll see some of them still, but you literally only see them at special occasions, and then you'll see them on that special occasion, and all these promises are made, and they're not kept up. Some of them will keep it up for a while, but a lot of them don't keep up the yeah, we'll link up this and that and rare tear and
yeah,
phone me and whatever, and you
yeah.
find a relationship with the relationship with like it kind of goes back to where it was before, and it's not the same relationship you had as children.
I know.
And
I know you got favorite cousins and stuff. I know you got favorite cousins. But the worst for me, I don't know if it's the same for you, but my favorite cousins were the ones with the big personalities, the one who's done like all this, whatever. Unfortunately, they've done like bad stuff. So now obviously like you be forever linked with like these cousins or whatever. But my cousins like my big cousins have done like bad stuff, whatever. You can't really link with them no more. For me, that's how it is. That's how it is with me.
I don't know. That's a whole different conversation for me,
yeah,
Yeah,
to be
Yeah.
honest with you.
it's true. It's a whole different. Obviously, that's not everybody's situation. That's not everybody's
Yeah.
situation.
it comes back to the same. It's similar to like the whole parent thing. It is different situations for different people. So,
Yeah,
but
that's the overall thing. That's like
but
that's it.
but that whole family thing, being around, as you said, your cousins and that, it makes you like want your children to, like you said,
Yeah,
Dan,
100.
you want your
You
children
want
to
to
have
have the same.
that relationship with their cousins, with my nieces and nephews, and
Yeah, 100.
Yeah.
Million.
Yeah.
One of the
It-
happiest things is seeing my daughter play with her cousins. To be honest with you.
Absolutely. That's
Yeah.
that's
yeah.
right. Absolutely.
So, what else do we need to touch on? Were there any subjects we wanted to touch on? Because we were talking about subjects that we could discuss and things going on. And it's been a kind of quiet week.
It has been a quiet week.
There's a Boris announcement tomorrow, isn't there?
No, there is. So
Actually,
yeah. So Laurie, obviously, we're doing. So tomorrow, Boris is gonna announce the stuff about a COVID passport.
yeah, which is very. You know what? When I saw this, I read this the other night, and it was kind of surprising, but not surprising, right?
Yeah.
Because throughout the message we have been fed is that there's not going to be no COVID passport, right?
Yes, but yeah.
And the way it's
They
casually just dropped in that, yeah, on Monday, by the way, we're going to discuss the COVID passport. It's like, oh, hold on a second. Like, I swear there was not going to be no COVID passport. And now all of a sudden, casually, you're just going to drop in that on Bank Holiday Monday, you're going to talk about, I mean,
Yeah.
for me, I am whatever. If whatever leads me to getting back to normal, I'm cool with that.
Yeah. So what they're saying is you'll need a COVID passport for certain situations. Not every situation, but certain
Well, I
situations.
hope bloody not.
So certain situations include if you go into a major sports stadium.
I kind of get why they're doing that at the moment. I do kind of get it. I mean, to be honest with you, though, before they start doing all these announcements, I think they need to actually break down to everyone what having the vaccine does. Like, does it? Because I still don't know. Does the vaccine stop me from getting it, or
No.
does it make my symptoms better?
So,
Can I get it more than once? And all these little things until they actually give someone a. This is what it does. I think giving all this stuff is like.
I kind of think it's out there.
Is it?
Do you agree, Laurie? Like, I don't think it's out there. No, I do think it's out there. So if you have the vaccination doesn't stop you from getting COVID.
Yeah.
It just kind of mellows the reaction.
Right, so you still get it, but your reaction will not be as bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can still pass it on.
Yeah, you can still pass it on.
All right, so carry on.
Yeah.
I mean, in that case, even if your passport says yes, I've had the vaccine, right?
No, but it's so. Yeah, so that is exactly what I'm saying is. People think that the COVID passport means you've had the vaccine, and
it's going to tell you your whole life story.
No, it's not. But it literally, so you can have a COVID passport if you have a negative test and stuff like that.
Right, so it's going to hold certain information on you. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So do you remember when we had the do you remember the e out to help out scheme?
Yeah, I definitely do. We actually went centre parts then, and thank you very much because it made our bill a lot smaller than it was.
Brilliant. do you remember, Laurie, the e out to help out?
Yeah, I remember it as well. But
so what the COVID passport will do, they call it COVID passport. What it will do is, if you go out to somewhere and you want to eat in a certain establishment or whatever, you just need to prove that you've either had the vaccine.
But what? But this is the thing. If I can still catch it, yeah, and I can prove I've had the vaccine, but I can still go in there, get it off someone, and then pass it to someone else.
Yeah,
cool.
No, that's true.
Okay,
that's true. But that's how.
By the way, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, people.
He's not.
I'm not that deep into it. I just want to be able to do what I'm doing again.
But yeah, but that's how they do it, and they call it. It's the reopening. It's not like a brand like back to being how it was or whatever. So you need to prove that you've either had a negative COVID test or you've had the vaccination.
What, at any point had a negative COVID test?
No, so negative COVID test in the last 6 months. Easy, very easy.
Yeah, it's just mad, isn't it? Anyway, all that's mad. I mean, yeah,
It's crazy. Yeah, no,
whatever.
it is
Let's
crazy.
get life back to normal, please.
Life's not going to be back to normal for probably about 2
Well,
years, I reckon.
Who knows? Anyway,
We'll see.
so have you got much plan, Laurie, for your bank holiday Monday, or is it? I think a lot of people will be using their Monday to just get ready for the week ahead.
Yeah, pretty much
Actually,
the same, really.
I want to touch on something real quick.
Surely, Laurie, you've got like a TV program that you're watching.
Music's my thing. I'm not even gonna lie. I watch TV, but music's more my thing.
What
Okay.
music you into?
Loads, but it depends. Like it depends on the mood. But not gonna lie, I'm not trying to be plugging that, and I'm looking forward to the verses coming up later. Earth, Wind, and
Versus?
Fire, the Isley.
Who's versus tonight?
Earth, Wind, and Fire, and the Isley brothers.
No,
Ooh, that is a big one.
no.
Damn, what's that on?
On versus,
That'll be
right?
at 1 o'clock. That's at 1 our time.
Wow, that is a big one, you know.
Who-
That's a sensational one for Easter weekend as well, you know.
Who's your money on? Who's your money on?
It's hard, you know. It's hard because the thing is, like I said, because of the music knowledge I got, shout out to my dad. My dad put me onto music, like big time.
Yeah.
So that's why I've always liked all genres of music. But people won't realize they'll when they hear the tunes, the younger generation, they'll be like, oh my god, oh my god. You know there's gonna be so many oh my gods because they won't realize how
Yeah.
much
Certain
their
tunes, yeah.
Samples and that.
how much their tunes are sampled and
Yeah.
No, but Laurie, Earth, Wind and Fire versus
Isley Brothers.
Isley Brothers.
That is mad.
Jesus.
So when you say the verses, is this the same that started up like
Timberland and
yeah, all of that?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Wow,
but
they're
that's
taking
why that's and again, like when it comes to like you said, what music I like, if there's so many categories I can go through, but
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
you was to say like there's only 3 genres you could take with you, like, and have listened to them for the rest of your life,
Mine would be mad, you know.
it's so hard to choose, but
Yeah.
hip hop is always gonna be there for me. Rare groove is always gonna be there for me.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like you're taking all that into account, and if all that is taken into account, bro, Isley Brothers versus Earth, Wind and Fire. Surely, who's winning? That is crazy.
Hard to say, but like I said, because you got hip hop, you got rare groove and garage.
Yeah.
See, garage
But
is
then-
getting in the bin for me, you know.
But do you know what it is? It's because I got so much vinyl. Like I got so much garage on vinyl.
Trust me, bruv.
Oh
like
my
I
God.
was an old school garage raver and DJ, but
So
I am so
Wow.
not anti garage, but I just don't. I
I-
don't know, man. I am.
You know what it is? I don't like. I know what you're saying. Like the stuff now, whatever you want to call it, it's this. It doesn't hit. But I'm talking about like I would say anything between 93, 94, going up
Yeah.
to 99, 2000, pushing
So
it.
all things considered,
Don't take it back. I know what you're gonna say. Who's gonna win Earthfind? But
that's great. This is a crazy versus.
yeah, most definitely. For me, you know what? If I was to be saying the music I would take, yeah, it would be the maddest because mine would be like UK rap, 80s ballads, right? And then might even be, you know what? If I want to feel 3 moods, it might be 80s ballads, UK rap, and deep house. Literally, I've covered 3 different moods that can be in there.
Like you don't want to leave. There's ones you just don't want to leave out because when it comes to the R&B as well, I like my R&B. And there are some good artists now But it's the problem with like R&B and hip hop now. When people always like, people will say hip hop is dead, this, that, and the third, blah blah blah. The problem is they don't want to they're not like us in the sense that they won't explore.
Yeah.
There's so much music out there for you to
Good
find. Like you said it on your show the other day. Like there wasn't a lot of things that dropped your show on Friday.
But
You
if
said
you
there wasn't
listen
a lot of
to new
things that dropped.
stuff,
If you go and look for it, it is there.
you know what?
That's
I mean, even to the point where, like, recently we've because of my daughter, we've watched this thing called she's a big fan of a thing called Descendants, right? Which is it's a Disney thing, and it's basically the descendants of all the different characters from Disney. It's about them, and there's 3 movies, and it's written by, well, the choreography is by the same person that did what's the High School Musical, right? And like the music, I mean, it's Disney, so it's high budget. The music to it, some of is so versatile and different. But me and my wife watch it we have movie nights with my daughter, and we watch them. We're pretty into them. Like some of the music's quite good. But I think if you are a true fan of music, an actual true fan, I think you've proved it, Laurie. If you are a true fan of music, you can listen to so many different genres and appreciate different things, and it's all relevant to the mood you're in at the time. If you are selecting one genre of music and saying this is all I listen to, I'd question your ears, to be frank.
Yeah.
And I'd question how emotionally attached you are to your feelings and everything, because there's certain times where I'm just like, I can't listen to that right now. Like,
like today, for instance, like ever since a childhood, like there's certain things you'll remember. My mum in the kitchen on a Sunday, rice and peas selection, all of that. Don't get me wrong, I like the music, but that's sort of what elevated me to. On a Sunday, I won't play anything like, I won't play any hip hop on a Sunday. I'll play R&B, but I try to stay away from like anything with rap in it. I'll try to stay away from any vulgar lyrics, anything like that. I'll go for like, if it's not conscious music, then it's just literally like mellow music, and then I'll be there singing away. And like I said, the rare groove just comes on, and I'm like singing away, doing my thing. My mum will come and join in. My son will join in sometimes, and it's that vibe. Like
real talk. I mean, I feel with that is something I massively associate to the Caribbean community, is their love for, I mean, right, I don't like reggae. However, I like lovers rock, and they're very similar, right? But I got down with lovers rock when I was inside, like, and I got down with it in there differently. The whole reggae thing, I've never really got, because I guess I didn't grow up with that, but I know most of my brethren grew up with that. It's mad. I grew up with my parents listening to 80s ballads. Like that's what I grew. So I know it.
And there are some good 80s ballads.
Yeah. It's the cheesiest music in the world. However, it was all that type of all that stuff. I heard my mum and dad
listen. If you listen to some of the things they're saying in the lyrics, you're just like, this is the 80s, like, and the fact that some of it is still relevant now. And you can drop 1 or 2 bars. You can drop some of them bars on the gal. Them.
The amount of times people in this era of music use those 80s ballads as hooks. Like I remember one of our bedrooms, in fact, did a grime track where the hook was "Dying in Your Arms Tonight," because and another one, he did one with "Brothers in Arms." I mean, again, I'm not into rock music. I don't like rock music. However, Brothers in Arms, there's a song called Brothers in Arms, right? And I always remember it because it was out of a 90s TV program called Civvies, which was about these guys that had been in the Falklands War, come back to England, and one by one, they were trying to get back to civilian life, and ultimately all of their lives just became effed because they were so affected by the war. And this song, it was by a Status Quo, Brothers in Arms, right? And it's It's a kind of ballad stroke rock song, but you listen to the lyrics, yeah. And this is where I feel that if you like music, you'll be able to listen to it and appreciate the lyrics. If you probably only listen to one type of music, you're probably, again, you're not listening to music properly, because music ultimately is a way to express your emotions. It's a way to like if we look at Mary J. Blige made her best music when she was going through pain. Like when Mary J. Blige was,
like, you know that old saying about Joe? Everyone's like, Joe only makes good music when he's single and he's pining for a woman. He's pining for a woman. Joe's albums are banging.
yeah.
When he's happy and in love, they're rubbish.
That's what I'm saying. And when Mary J. Blige is happy, she's making bang average family affairs music and that. When she's in pain, she's making like absolute smashes of albums. Like, and that is what music is. It's all about emotions. So, I mean, yeah, and that's why I feel like with me, there's certain times where I won't listen to music because I know my mood and it's not that time. But then, like, for me, the most powerful song in the world is Dance With My Father Again by
Luther Vandross.
Yeah.
Like, and I'll be 100 when I'm missing my dad and I just want to cry and get it out. I'll just throw that on because I know by probably about the 16th bar I'm going to be in tears. But sometimes you need to do that so you can go into work and be normal again. So it is so relevant to what you've grown up on and whatever else. I mean, Soups is probably now going to say, but with all that said and done, who's going to win the clash?
We'll bring it back to that.
I don't know too much about. I know they're both iconic.
Earth, Wind and Fire versus Isley.
Isley Brothers, like, so were they? My Girl?
It's mad.
My Girl, was that Isley Brothers?
No, that's not them. That's not.
Yeah, I know they're both iconic, but like I said, that I did not grow up on that music, and if I sat here telling you that I did, I'm lying. I didn't.
You recognize a lot of the tunes.
Yeah, I recognize. I think so.
You recognize tunes like
Jesus Christ. Jeez.
It's funny though. I bet both of us, although it's completely different genres of music, I bet both of us associate it with the hoovering being done.
Absolutely. Hoovering, cleaning, everything.
Yeah.
And the maddest thing is I'm proper wrestling with this.
I can see, bruv. I can fully see.
Earth, Wind and Fire versus Isley Brothers. For me, I'm just gonna put it out there right now.
I think you think Earth, Wind and Fire.
Earth, Wind and Fire.
Yeah, I think so. I think looking at the way you're being.
Earth, Wind and Fire for me. Earth, Wind and Fire for me. I'm gonna plant my feet. I'm gonna say Earth, Wind and Fire for me. However, this clash is gonna be crazy.
And are they doing a visual one? Yeah.
Yeah, but with and I know what you mean. Like I love Earth, Wind and Fire, but when I think of
Isley Brothers,
when I think of Ronald, and then I think of his brother on that guitar, man. His brother on that guitar, shit, man.
See, if my take on this could be quite interesting, because if I'm coming this from as a person that doesn't necessarily know.
So if
Isley Brothers I've heard of more than Earth, Wind and Fire, right? Yeah. Which tells me maybe that Isley Brothers have more bigger hits, maybe.
Yes or no? Like, put it this way, you're gonna know, you'll know more of Earth, Wind and Fire stuff because
1,000%.
you will.
1,000%.
You will know more of Earth, Wind and Fire stuff. The reason I say that is because of their stuff is used in a lot of commercials.
Yeah.
Okay.
And when you're at a family party or a family wedding, those are the kind of songs that the DJ is more likely to pick out an Earth, Wind and Fire song than an Isley song.
Okay.
So Laurie,
you'll know that when you hear them straight away. For
example, Laurie, you know the thing is with me, it's more like Isley Brothers have got some bangers with like more recent artists.
Okay.
But in the hip hop world,
Yeah.
Isley
Obviously,
Brothers, that's what it is as well. A lot of Isley stuff has been sampled.
yeah.
And then
Okay.
R. Kelly revived Ronald. When R. Kelly and Ronald Isley had a lot of the Contagious,
I wonder if he regrets that
Busted.
now.
Contagious and Busted are two that will come to mind straight away. Then you got Flow On with Little Kim. I don't know if you remember that tune.
Yeah.
That's
What
when
about
Little Kim first come out.
what?
So
Boogie Wonderland.
What is
there's
that?
so
Isley
much
Brothers?
tunes.
No, that's Earth, Wind and Fire, bro.
That's Earth, Wind and Fire though. But that's why I'm saying you'd know Earth, Wind and Fire more.
But Isley Brothers. Remember the tune with Kenny Price.
Yeah.
And
Hold on.
Jesus Christ.
Hold on. I know that.
I
Listen,
think it's a friend of mine.
like
Hold on.
no. I hope
I'm
your
gonna
wife
get-
isn't listening. But you would have been scrubbing up to more girls with the Isley Brothers than you would have with just now. Trust me, Ronald, the Isley Brothers, like in the 90s, when you're going to raves and they're putting the slow jam on and you're going to that wall, you know, when you're going to the wall, it's the Isley Brothers tunes you will know for that. Look at Soup's face, boy.
Hold on.
It's a hard one to call. It is a hard one to call.
R. Kelly and Kelly.
Bear with me.
Jesus Christ.
I'm risking. We're gonna keep talking so that it's not too risky, but
Between the big up, listen, big up Double Hudson. He's talking about between the sheets. Shut any dog. You're right, bro. Trade me.
Kelly Price's voice is just
Tell me
insane.
why.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like you said, the music is where your mood takes you. Like, when I'm in the gym, like I can go from hip hop to, like you said, the house.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I only really got into house. I would say in the last few years, because my brother plays a lot of it, and to me it just sounded. I used to just not taking the mick out of you, but I used to just think it was one track that was just on loop for like forever.
That's how I am.
That's like I thought about drill for a long time as well.
That's how I am with drum and bass.
I see. I know. The bad thing is my come up was like I can get deep. You know what? The maddest thing is I'll be 100 right before drum and bass. I was actually had a period where. So I got decks at a mad young age, right? Because my dad's owned a company that manufactured decks called Stage Line, and so I got decks when I was mad young, and I didn't know what I was doing. I was just buying vinyl. So I was buying hip hop. Like my first vinyl I ever bought was DJ Cool. Let me clear my throat. But then, really, I listened to a lot of drum and bass and a lot of happy hardcore. Right? Remember when I moved down here from up north? I lived up north, bruv. Like,
yeah,
I lived up north. I liked happy hardcore in it. I'll be 100. But even then, a lot of happy hardcore was just basically 80s ballads put on sped up. Like, so I was like, oh, I recognize these lyrics because my mum and dad used to listen to them. And then drum and bass. Drum and bass was my thing. But all this time I had vinyl. I wasn't mixing because I was buying R&B, drum and bass, this and that. Yeah. And it wasn't until garage came that I actually started understanding how to mix. But then straight away was like, yeah, well, now I'm going to start mixing R&B because that was my thing. I'm trying to find the song that I'm thinking of now because that Kelly Price thing has made me think. And
so what was it you started on? Belt, drive, or direct?
Belt all day long. My dad wouldn't let me have the directs. You know what? I was and then to be honest with you, until you
do you remember the Stage Line? Yeah,
belt, stage line, or like if I'm being 100 with you, because I now know through my dad, they're all manufactured. So apart from I think what were the ones that tried a thing? Their decks were really good, but they didn't look like any of the other ones. It was Vestax.
Vestax.
They were good. They were good.
Vestax,
Like because
yeah, Vestax
when
is
you
good.
get to direct, right? Belt or what was it? Belt or
Direct.
Yeah. Belt drive
direct.
or direct.
They literally, the minute you press the button, they're at maximum speed, pretty much. Yeah, and the minute you stop the button, so. And apparently, only Technics and Vestax were the ones to do that, right?
Yeah.
All other decks were made at the same place in Hong Kong and different labeling put on them.
Yeah.
All of them, like factual. I can tell you that factual with my chest, yeah. And you had to buy container loads of them. But yeah.
Old quite strong.
You know what, Louis? I was on vinyl for a long time. I was like, I refused to go to the modern age, and I'm not meaning. I refused, and it was at this one rave that EZ was at in Milton Keynes, and I told the club and the promoter, make sure the decks are wired up.
Jesus
and I was
Christ.
going on after EZ, and I've gone up, and I've started trying to. EZ's finished. I'm trying to queue up, and I can't hear the deck. And EZ actually said to me, he was playing on Pioneers then, Pioneer CDJs, and he actually looked at me and go, "Wow, has it got to that point now where they're actually just not even wiring up vinyl?" And I couldn't play. I couldn't play that night because they couldn't sort it out. So I was like, "Well, you're gonna have to pay me, but I'm not DJing. I've only got vinyl." And I think I stopped DJing for about a year. And I'll always remember the last time I went into HMV on Oxford Street, and I picked up, well, my girl at the time was at uni in South, and I picked up massive pile of vinyl, right?
Yeah.
And as I was walking to the till, at that point, I wasn't getting bookings. It was, I'd kind of come away from DJing and whatever, more loved up and working. And I had this massive pile, and I thought, hold on, why am I going to spend £120 on vinyl when I'm no longer playing out? Put them back, and I stopped.
Jesus.
And then next time, I think when me and her broke up, I started thinking, do you know what? I want to get back into DJing. Forget all the vinyl thing. I need to download songs and play CDJs. But yeah, I've still got my decks the other side of this wall. They're boxed up, my Technics and all my vinyl.
Because that's the route that I was going down. Like I when I was younger, I wanted to do something in entertainment, but like DJing was the thing that I loved. And for me, the true art form of the DJing, like you mentioned EZ, and I know you've mentioned them before in some of your tweets, Heartless Crew, but what I like in terms of the DJ and the whole art of it, I'm someone that likes my blends as well. So whatever I'm playing, like the tunes have got to blend together, and I do it again based on improvisation. So I'm listening to something, I'm like, that sounds like that can go with that. So people like I'm trying to think of the blend DJs like your Thai Boogies, your
You know what? There was America had
Dirty
some
Harry. Dirty
sensational.
Harry was another good one. I've always liked the blends.
We had in England. So when we talk EZ, for me, the R&B and hip hop version of EZ when I came up was Shorty Blitz. Shorty Blitz was a bad boy DJ. But then, who's the guy from? I remember he used to work in a record shop in Leicester, and then he went on One Extra. It might have been Shawnee B.
Mr. Jam.
No, it wasn't Mr. Jam. It was before Mr. Jam. It was Shawnee B, or there was another one. There was two early days, One Extra.
Probably Shawnee B.
He used to do the blend thing as well.
Shawnee B.
But there was some other ones. I mean, what I used to love was the digital DJs that were before anyone was going digital. Very early doors that used to put together the R&B and hip hop mixtapes, American mixtapes, and the way they would put some things together. But it's funny, I was actually, what you just said there about when you hear things and you think, yeah, they go together. You see, earlier, me and Soup just went live and we were just mucking about. And the way I was trying to do it was I was playing a UK rap song, then an American R&B song, then a UK rap song, American R&B song. That's what I was trying to do.
So sick.
However,
So sick.
there was one or two songs that, despite them being the right tempo,
they
just did not go together at all. Not one tiny little bit, like where it almost sounded like it was clanging. And I'm thinking, this isn't clanging. There's just too much going on.
Yeah.
Like, there's just too much going on.
Right, that's a word I had heard for a long time, man.
Clanging. Yeah.
And I don't know if you're one of them DJs again, like when you go out or you're listening to someone like mixing, like you don't do it purposely, but you look for the faults, and you're like,
it's not your fault. It's not your fault, but you still listen.
Subconscious. It's your subconscious that makes you do it.
Yeah, you know what?
Normal.
It's funny because if I'm 100, right, and now that I feel that thanks to modern technology and actually investing a bit more time into music, I feel I can compete with certain people on the whole mix and blend thing. There's certain DJs that I would really, really appreciate. However, when you are DJing in a club, right, unless you can mix like DJ EZ or that equivalent,
don't do it.
I actually think, don't try and be the superstar, right? This is about keeping the vibe. So if you're longing out a mix for 4 minutes just to make yourself look good, right?
You've already lost the crowd. Like if you've already lost the crowd.
The whole thing is your song selection has to be so important. And the other thing that I often used to do is, right, so I was a flinger. Like, so when I really started doing the club scene and getting a lot of bookings, I was a flinger. I was known for just bringing the hype, right? And sometimes people would come up and say, you didn't let that song play for long enough. But for me, it was like, listen, I get what you're saying. And if the next song afterwards is not as good as the song I just played, I totally get what you're saying, right? But if I leave a song for too long, the mood of this club drops, because most people know the first 16, maybe 32. By the time it hits the first chorus, unless the person that comes in after the first chorus is better, like say, for example, say Rick Ross song and his second verse is a banging Drake verse, yeah? You need to stop that by after the first chorus and get on to the next one. Otherwise, the mood of the club just drops, and everything as well. It's how you read the crowd. But that is why
a lot of DJs don't play for the crowd.
They don't.
They play for themselves. That's the one thing that, for me, like it killed a lot of clubbing for me. Like when I used to go on nights out, because like you want to enjoy yourself, and you can see if there's no vibe, and like you're like, why am I here?
Yeah, 100%. And it's funny, right? So when I was, like I said, when I was getting a lot of bookings and playing out all over, I did a lot of uni events and abroad and whatever. I played so I've always loved old school R&B. So I've always had that in the bag, and that's,
you'll never go wrong with that.
Yeah. I'm going to send you a mix afterwards. Then the other thing is I played hype US rap, right? Although I prefer, like, my era of US rap is like Dipset, Jeezy, Fabulous, kind of that era.
Yeah, I mean, I've put out a few tweets where like you lot try and question why I've picked certain artists, especially Big Gunner. Shout out Big Gunner. He'll question certain things, but he doesn't understand. Yeah, I don't think he understands.
But I get it. That was very clever. If it was you that started the tweet that me and Soups got tagged in, yeah, about which side are you on, yeah, I get it, bub. That was very, very cleverly selected. You're just, for me, none of them I fully associated with. Like the Lil Wayne one was probably the closest to me, but then I think the other two artists alongside Lil Wayne weren't so much my era.
And don't get me wrong, like, yeah, I know what you mean. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not the biggest Lil Wayne fan, but the Lil Wayne that I appreciated was the Cash
Canon
Money
era.
Lil Wayne.
Oh, early doors, bling bling.
Yeah, because like that's
Bling,
I,
bling.
I literally finished my GCSEs, and that summer I spent in America.
Okay,
I was in New York and Florida, like so.
right.
When
Yeah,
Bling Bling came out and We're on Fire and all them tunes, I was out there, so I was there for the hype, and then it didn't reach England until like
It
I
didn't.
think it was
nah.
the next year, because you know
Even
certain tunes with with the American market, certain tunes that are hyped with them, it didn't click on straight away
Nah,
over here.
nah.
We were
You know what?
behind.
The Lil Wayne era in England was kind of around the time of Canon.
Canon, A Millie, them
Well,
ones.
just before Millie, to be fair. It was before Millie. It was when he, like, I'll always remember, he did a couple of mixtapes with Joel Santana that were absolute flames.
Yeah,
And
I
there
can't
was
feel my face.
yeah. And I think I Can't Feel My Face, where a lot of the beats were, it was all mixed together.
Yeah.
It was like acapellas put over the top. And
Yeah,
there was this
but that's
one.
the thing. Like we knew about we again like that the community that I had, like my friends and that I grew up with in my part of West London, like in Fulham and all of that. That's what we were listening to. We were listening to Cash Money. We were
Yeah.
listening to No Limit. We were
Okay.
listening
You
to.
were early. That's pretty early
That's what I'm
still.
saying. That's yeah. Like I was listening.
That's
We were
early.
listening, and that was because we were listening to No Limit before Cash Money, and we used to mock the No Limit album covers. You know they were hilarious.
Oh,
Them
they were
album
so
covers.
bad. The artwork. You go
Yeah,
and look
shit.
at that artwork. Woo!
Trust
That,
me,
but
like,
it was kind of like that reflects the grind, because if you look at Young Jeezy's early artwork as well, it was very, very, very similar. It was very similar. Like Hit the Kitchen.
But
Oh,
then,
Jeezy was
but
mine.
then that's not even when I got into rap. Like for me, like I got into hip hop and that even from an earlier age. Like I said with my dad, it was a case of he'll be playing the new Jack Swing era was basically what got me into hip hop.
That
So
now New Jack Swing is the shit. I
so
love.
like so you got your Heavy D's, your Rex and Effects, them kind of things. Like I was listening to them, but then the fashion wise, like I wanted to be Run DMC when I was like 5, 6 years old.
Wow.
I
I
left.
wanted to be Run when I saw his missus. Was it Run's missus? Was it Run's? It was Run's missus, wasn't it? The kind of like Oriental spice.
Yeah,
That
and then
was
you had
Run's.
my uncles.
Oh,
And then you had my uncles that were, yeah.
I know you're talking about.
And then you had my uncles that were a few years older than me, so they were listening to like your LL Cool J's, your Big Daddy Kane's, all of that. So like I've pretty much been on hooked on hip hop from then. And then the first concert that went to, I was telling my son this the other day, like because I think it was MC Hammer's birthday the other day, and he was like, "You
Wow.
see MC Hammer?" And I said, "Yeah, look." I
Man.
remember my mum and dad took me and my brother to Wembley to go and see him in concert. I was saying to my son, that's how long I've been listening to all of this. And I'm not gonna lie, I used to think I was a break dancer as well. I was that them talent shows, I was the one always trying to spin on my head and running man, shuffle, all that madness, man.
Jeez.
Don't ask me to dance like that anymore because I'm not
Bro,
that agile.
you literally that's literally the invitation. Please do it on the team right now. You
Oh, you can't talk, buff.
You need to do it, man, bro.
Like
Nah.
Soups was on. Do you know what Soups was on? So can you remember Dream Team? Had a TV program briefly. It was like a kind of like, was it like a late Friday night show or something like that?
I don't know. Who knows?
That's Dream Team had some sort of TV show, right? Where it was like and Suits was there doing like Well, dancing. What type of dancing was it,
I
Suze?
don't know, bro.
It was kind of like early day robot type dancing, wasn't it?
I don't know. Can't remember.
He was a dancer. He was a
He's
proper
in
dancer.
denial. Look at him. He's in denial. Trying to hide behind his phone.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just trying to find an ex-wife to remember who it was.
Can't remember. You talk about Kamora Lee.
That's who I'm talking
That's
about.
right. You talk about Kamora Lee.
And who was she with?
Russell Simmons.
She was with Russell Simmons. Yeah.
You talk
Oh,
about
okay. Yeah.
She was bad. She was bad.
yeah. But yeah, no, like yeah, that's how it does. I'm not gonna say more.
But with rap, little like so we're actually going all the way back. So I was talking about so in clubs I would play old school R&B and I would play
Bling bling.
Hype.
Come around your city, bling.
Hype American rap. Thanks for that. That was a nice ad lib.
Yeah.
Hype American rap. But I've always been known for loving UK rap as well. So I try and throw as much as I could in, but it was always like it started off, I could probably get about 3-4 songs in, and then it would be like pull out because although you've got a group of about 20 men at the front jumping about, you're losing the dance floor. So switch it up, and I'd switch it up. And then slowly you'd start to be able to play more and more and more UK rap. I'd also started doing the bashment thing as well. The minute I stopped DJing, when I tell you I no longer listen to any American rap music, from the minute I stopped DJing in clubs, that was knocked on the head.
Okay.
Not because I don't like the type of American rap I like, it's because this stuff now I just can't get down with it. The only time I can is when I'll go on a stag do or something and I'll be like, nah, I hate this person's music, that person's music. Then it comes on in a club, like when we've been in Dubai or Toronto and whatever, and I'm going mad for it, thinking this is sick. And they're like, you've been telling us you don't like this music and you're jumping about going mad for it. I'm like, but it's like, I'm not listening to the lyrics here. One thing about West, I went to a Styles P concert in Ladbroke Grove once, right? That was the rowdiest rave I have ever been to in my life. There was probably 2 girls at best in the rave.
Yeah, but don't think the girls didn't know the songs. They might not even have been from West, but they would have known everything.
But so Styles P, literally, like he jumped in the crowd and security's trying to be round him, and he's like pushing security off, like, get your hands off me. Like, I don't need you here. Leave me alone, right? It kicked off in the rave, right? Security didn't want to get involved because it kicked off that heavily. Styles P was not stopping the show. So if you imagine, Styles P is rapping his hardest over the top of absolute mayhem on the dance floor.
Yeah.
And it was just, we were just sat there like, just bunning like, wow. Afterwards,
Styles P the ghost.
every car that's like, so like you had to drive past, I swear it was like underneath a flyover, I think, and you had to drive past
you're talking about Subterranea.
Yeah. And you had to drive past the club to a car park. So when you leave, you have to drive back past the club. When I'm telling you, there was like 100 men in bandanas that were stopping every single car before it left the car park to make sure that
bandanas.
What?
Yeah, 100 man in bandanas, stopping man.
Like that, stopping man to check the car, like a road check in Egypt or something, to see if certain men were in that whip before you were allowed to go past. It was, but the way Styles P, when it kicked off, Styles P was just like, I'm not stopping. I'm just going to keep going. And it was.
And the thing is, like, the experiences that you've had, you would like, that's probably not even the worst experience that you've had going to a rave or a concert.
Oh, hell no. but it was the fact that the artist was so, did not, that the thing that stood out to me was the fact Styles P did not care. It's not like, but yeah, if you start talking about raves and wow.
What is the worst experience? That's a great segue. So what's the worst experience that you've had going to a concert, bro?
To be fair, I don't think I've had any bad experience.
Yeah, I have no bad experience going to any concert. Really? Not one.
I honestly can't think of any. Like the hip hop ones I've been to, if it's come down to it, I've just gone on by myself and not felt
Yeah.
away, because you got
That's fine.
people will claim to like hip hop the same way as you, but then when it comes down to the crunch and you're like, are you coming or
Yeah.
not? They back
Yeah,
out. So you're
yeah,
just
yeah,
like,
yeah,
you know
yeah.
what? And you find when you go to a lot of the hip hop concerts, because they get a lot of, especially in London, they get a lot of European love. So
Yeah.
people travel from Europe and come, and you just vibes with them. So you're calm in that sense. And then the R&B concerts or neo soul, because sorry, I take back what I said earlier about the
You're gonna
garage.
put Neo Soul in there, aren't you?
Neo soul, neo soul, neo soul. I can't believe I slept on my neo soul. But yeah, um, most concerts like R&B, that kind of R&B neo soul, that genre, I've gone with girls. So
Okay,
like, I
yeah.
can't honestly put myself in a situation to say that I've had a bad situation per se, like for, because as I got into my like late teens, early 20s,
So yeah.
the clubbing had got boring for me anyway, because I was clubbing from like 12,
Wow.
12,
12?
13. Yeah,
Ross!
12, 13. Like, and even then I was at under 18, I was at under 18 raves about no more than 3 to 6 months, and I got bored. Then I
Wow.
started going to over 18s from that age. So
Bruv,
by
I
the
believe it when I've seen that beard on you, bruv, to be honest.
But no, seriously, like I used to go to raise with my cousins, and like we used to have to do the thing where you split up and then you meet up inside. You know all the little moves you have to do, or you
Bruv,
literally talk to a chick, and you just go in with the chick. So anytime I used to rave at, like in my when I was raving in my teenage years, I was about 5, 6 years older than I already was, and I still had that babe, that the facial hair weren't there, but
Oh,
you had to
now
be calling bluff, man.
do you know what? I remember going to, it wasn't my first garage rave, but so my first time at Enigma Soups, right? It was to a
Yeah.
Dream Team special, right?
Okay.
And a load of us went up there, but everyone got rejected, but I got in, right? Although I looked like one of the youngest because I got in. And I rolled with people a year or two older than me. But
That's when like,
I got in and
big
they
curtain.
didn't get in. They all went home. But I was like, hell no. Hell no. I've got into a Dream Team rave. There's MC Gold, your cousin, on the mic. I vibe for the whole night. I think I must have clung on to someone and just enjoyed the vibe. But I want to put it to you because I'm intrigued in what you say, because I know a couple of situations. I can't even pick out my worst situation in raves because, to be honest, there's so many mad for different reasons as well.
Okay.
What's your worst?
That's very broad.
It is broad because I can look at, as a promoter, I remember Pass Out, the second one, where it kicked off at the literal very end and was mayhem, and we made mad amount of money on the door, but my vibe was totally finished.
Yeah, you left.
I was so, like, we made mad pee, but I was so vexed because of what had happened.
Yeah, you left. Yeah.
And I thought, oh, we're not going to get this venue again. That was bad because of that.
But that one wasn't really like
that wasn't bad. I didn't. Then there's like in Cabana, seeing straps pulled and man gun bucked.
That's more. That's more.
Yeah, I've seen like that was regular in Cabana though. And then there's times where roll into raves with tools in record boxes because knowing that you've got madness with people that are in there as well. To be honest, in that. Yeah, and then there was Sidewinders with like the madnesses at Sidewinders, and there's so like raves were just, raves were dangerous places to go to be frank. Dangerous places.
They were. They were.
And then there was St Ives, which
that's
which we won't go there.
Let's not talk about St Ives.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about St Ives.
Yeah, the reason I stopped DJing is because raving became boring to me as well. The minute my brethren didn't want to roll with me to raves anymore, I was done as a DJ because it was just like, I'm not. Like, you know, when you're in a serious relationship and you're chilling on a Saturday night and then it gets to 11 o'clock and you're having to leave the yard to go out and none of your brethren really want to roll anymore and you're just going there to get some change, really. I was done with it, to be honest with you. So
we said Laurie.
Laurie, you there?
Hello, Laurie.
The funniest thing is I'm looking at Laurie's picture and he's got a finger up.
He's like this, isn't it?
He's like, had enough.
Yeah.
Check StreamYard real quick. It's probably about time anyway. We've been nattering for a hot minute.
Couple hours.
Where's StreamYard? And I would really like to, Laurie, if you can hear us, great. If you can't, where's the controller? Then I would just like to thank Laurie for coming on and giving us his evening. I'd also like to thank Trey for coming on.
Big up Trey, absolutely.
Absolutely. You're welcome back on whenever you want.
Despite Trey being a Liverpool fan.
I do suggest you pick a better team in the Northwest, maybe one that's blue and winning the league this season.
But red too. But red.
But yeah, it's been Chew the Fat. We've definitely chewed the fat with Laurie, and we will chew the fat with Laurie a lot more. Everyone have a good bank holiday Monday, whatever you choose to do.
Yep.
Any last words from you?
No, actually. Yeah.
I can still see Laurie. I'm wondering where Laurie is.
You know, so Laurie's here.
There he is.
Here he is. Hey, Laurie, what you say? Oi, Laurie. Where you been, bro? Where you been?
Didn't you read the private chat?
No, we didn't.
This is his job.
No.
But I don't know what he was doing on Google. He was looking for something on Google.
Do you know what I was looking for on Google?
What?
I blame the staff, man. I blame the staff.
I was probably looking for.
Yeah, I threw something in the private, man.
Okay.
Go on, check it out. You're on YouTube, bruv, not StreamYard. So that's the starters. You know when I know that Soups has had one too many, he starts moving different.
Keep going.
And he started moving different right there. But ultimately it was we spoke about raves and we were just saying there's been a few mad occasions in raves, most definitely.
No, I was still there, man. I was still listening. What I was just saying.
Yeah,
I heard what you said, but like obviously, yeah, I was just saying beforehand. I've been fortunate because I haven't been in those sort of situations where, like probably like you guys, the stories you could tell.
I feel like the biggest thing is I don't know, but I could probably say that the one thing I've found is whenever I've gone to raves in London, Birmingham, Manchester, yes, I've seen madnesses happen there, but generally the security is so much better. Whereas some of the raves around these places, the security has been pretty lax.
Lax.
I mean, I think the worst thing, now that I think of it, I think the worst thing that probably would have happened is whenever like I said in my teen years, whenever I went to certain raves, if the South London lot was on the if you was going with if you was going on public transport and you was going with you bumped into people from South London on the same public transport, then you may have had a problem in that sense.
Bloody South London.
No, but you, Laurie, like obviously, me and you, we've been carnival, right?
Yeah, but carnival's mild in comparison to, like I said, going to raves on a train with like there's probably 5 or 6 of you, and then the whole carriage or the whole top of the bus deck, whatever, is just packed out with Southman. So like there's nowhere to go, and you're all going to the same place, so you just keep yourself to yourself.
Yeah,
but they're not all getting off at Ladbroke Grove station.
But what do you
then
mean?
again, but like I said, like I've done so much things. Like I'm not a fearful person in that sense because I know, like what I was saying, I know how to adjust myself to different surroundings.
Correct.
There you go.
You know what?
So
Actually, there's one night that I can think of in London where I went out with when my missus, not my missus, my ex was at uni down there, and we went out. I think we went Camden, in fact, and it was like, now we started in Camden, then me, my missus, one of her uni friends, and her other half dipped to Forest. What's it called? Forest Cafe. Is it Forest Cafe?
Rainforest Cafe.
Rainforest.
We dipped to Rainforest.
In West End.
Yeah, in West End. We dipped to
Rainforest,
Rainforest, and it was Ramadan. And we came out, and then they were like, there's a bus stop up here. So we were walking to a bus stop, and it was me, my girl at the time, uni friend and her man, who were just not, they were just, and I'd say in that time, I wasn't the idiot that I used to be when I was younger, but I was also not the person I am now. I was in between. And my ex, she was an attractive mixed race girl. The amount of groups of, honestly, and it was a walk of half a mile, I nearly got in swingers with
100 man.
5 different groups of like 10 Somalian brothers who were just so
bossy with it.
Yeah, did not give a single F about me at all. Like the fact I'm walking along with my missus. But at the same time now, I'd keep it. I've always been like, I remember coming out of raves and someone going, there's her man, to some guys. And they're like, what, is this your girl? And I'm like, yeah, that's my girl. And they'll be like, what, do you mind us talking to you? And I'll be like, no, you can talk away. I'm going to go and talk to my friends because when she comes home, she'll come and get me and we'll get a taxi. If you want to waste your time talking to her, do what you're doing. But then I was probably being a bit of an idiot and thinking, I don't care if there's 10 of you. I'm not going to be spoke to. You're not going to speak to. That was probably the closest. Actually, no, it wasn't. It was before. Yeah, but that was a mad one. There's been so many. I think, like I said, I think going out to clubs is just always there's alcohol involved. Yeah. There's guys trying to create a name for themselves, trying to prove themselves to girls, and it's just
and some of it is just, I don't know, it's just it's funny to watch, but it's also an experience as well.
Yeah,
especially when certain places you go to. I mean, for me, like every time I went there, Ministry of Sound in Elephant was an experience, man.
Yeah, we you know what?
It wasn't for the right reasons.
That club was just. I mean, the funniest thing is that actually, a lot of the time as ravers or clubbers, you actually don't know. Away from that, there's a whole thing of the doors and like door wars that are going on that you don't even know. Actually, another time at Plaza when I was young, I'd come out of Plaza, and as I was coming out, there was an argument between some bouncers and some guys.
Yeah.
They've gone off. I'm sat. Remember back in the day, Plaza used to have a fence on the road opposite. You could just sit on and wait.
Yeah.
So I'm sat there, and I've heard something behind me. I've looked round, and there's a guy creeping up behind me with a belly on. Right? And he stopped, looked at me, ran into the middle of the road. As he's got to the middle of the road, the doors have just the doorman have clocked and just pulled the doors to. Just pulled out strap, let off about 6 shots at the door, and then Fortune was just like, you've done what you've got to do. And he wasn't doorman then, but he just happened to be there. He goes, Rude boy, you've done what you need to do. Now get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
And the guy shot off. And then the bouncers came out, all went running off to cars, jumping in cars and Jesus off. Christ. And yeah, that was mad because I was only probably about 16 then. And I was like, whoa. But yeah, clubs are lethal, man. But Laurie, listen, it is 12:30, I think. You have been a sensational guest, as always. Big up to yourself. I also want to say,
Big up Trey as well.
Big up Trey. Trey's welcome back on whenever. I hope you have a good bank holiday Monday. I just want to say as well, a massive shout out to you, because there's certain people in this YouTube scene that we are in that get bigged up by everyone, and you are one of them. Everyone we speak to has nothing but good things to say about you, and I can say it from us as well. You're very good people. You're supportive.
Look at Laurie's picture. He's like this.
And it's not just us; it's reflected by everyone. Bits and Bobs said the same.
Look at Laurie's picture. He's like this.
And you're
listen. All I'm saying, Soups, is the 12 can't come any sooner, man. That's the reason why I'm not on camera.
Oi, listen, brother, I'm waiting. Look at the head top. You know what? I'm not going to show you.
You know what? The mad thing is, I tried to book my appointment the other day, and I found out that our barbers decided to shut down.
Listen, my barber must have known that I was missing him, because he actually huddled me. He's like, "How are you, man? It's been a while." Like, he gave me a nice little text. Shout out, Kenny. Like, we had a nice little and I was like, so because I thought, like, I'm not gonna lie, I thought when he was messaging me, I thought I was getting some bad news, and then I was like, so when you back? When you back? And he was like, oh, I'll be back from the 12th. I was like, okay, that's good for me.
I need to get my barber.
Our barber.
So now our barber's basically he's quit, but he's like, I'll come through and do you in the cave. So I can't wait. And the funniest thing is, you see on all podcasts, no one's going to have hats on come the 13th. Everyone's going to have hats off and just be like, yep. But I meant what I said. Honestly, all you hear is good things about you, bro. So
no, love for that. And you know what the joke is? Like, I'm no lie. Like, I'm not doing this for, like, I'm not like you said, I'm not doing it for clout. I'm not doing it for clicks. I'm not doing it for views. I'm just literally a humble person like that. Like, I ain't even got my own channel. I'm not even thinking about doing my own channel. Like, the only thing I like supporting other people. It's something that I do. Like, I always say, whether it's this stream or whoever stream, my DMs are open. So there's things that people want to come to me and talk to me about. That's how the whole Uncle Laurie thing came about, really.
Yeah, you can tell, bruv.
Because it was initially, it was just realistic gunner, Laurie. Because like the football was a lot of the talk. And then I found the more I was getting to know people within the sphere, and the more I was chatting to people, not everyone wants to talk about football all the time.
That's right.
Like,
bruv, trust me, I don't.
And there's other issues that, like, don't get talked about enough.
Yeah.
And absolutely. Sometimes, like, and that's what it is. Like you said, we've literally chewed the fat for nearly 3 hours, and this wasn't even a show that was about me. So imagine when we actually do a proper chew the fat, it's gonna be a whole different vibe.
To be honest with you, I'd like to do that here. I'd like you to come up and do that properly, bruv, to be honest with you. Or if not, when I can, when we're going to be, once we can stay in hotels again, I've got a few things planned to kind of do some shows from down in London as well. So, but I would like
listen, we can talk about putting me in the team, man. Like, I'm looking at Jay and I'm like, if Jay's in the team, boy, and me and Jay have been clicking, you know. Me and Jay have been clicking. I don't know if he's told you, but we've been clicking like that. And shout out to Tiago's barber as well. I was on a podcast with him yesterday. I was like, I swear I was with you on Chew the Fat the other day. It was like, it was me. So it's crazy how, like you said, and you mentioned him earlier, all of this literally just come about from me getting to know Big Gunner, because Big Gunner was like the first person that, like, I went on a stream with, and since then, like, it's just been a mad one. I've literally
together.
Yeah. No, I'm down, man. I'm down.
Well, bruv, we definitely need to talk about that, because I'll be on that all day long.
Soups, you got like, when I come down, you gotta introduce me to our people, man.
Brother, Brother, I will introduce you to our people. Yeah, we'll have like some sick rotis. We'll have some sick like proper Grenadian things, bro. Trust me.
But I'm a pescatarian, just for the record. So
Pap.
Say no more. That's fine. We'll have
so
some.
as much as I used to love my curry goat and whatnot, all them things can't run.
Brother, no worries. Don't worry. I got you, man. I got you.
But no, I've really enjoyed chewing the fat with you. Like, it's been a good
And
show.
that is what this show's all about, to
And-
be honest. I love chewing the fat. I couldn't care less if there's people watching, 1 million people or 10 people watching. It's just people
It's
connect.
not about, yeah, that's like us, like you're good people as well. You lot are very humble. I enjoy. I like you, as you said. You just know when there's a click and there's a certain vibe with people, man. And
Yeah,
I just feel that
right.
with you lot.
That's
but
right.
that's how it has to be.
From the moment Soup said he was from the moment Soup said grenade, I was like, okay.
Do you know
And
what?
then-
Exactly. No,
Like,
that's
and then Daps,
that's-
like, getting to know Daps as well, and I'm like, Daps is nice on the deck still. Like, I don't know what he plays, but yeah, he's got it still, man. And then obviously, like I said, we could go on for hours, man.
No, could real
It's
talk.
true.
That is the whole
Really
thing.
good.
But we're probably going to do, I think, Wednesday. I thought we had Semps on Wednesday, but we've got Semps on next Wednesday. So this Wednesday might do Chew the Fat again. Yeah, so
What happens, man? But like I said, if we want to talk about team members, then why?
I'm
We can
about
talk about
definitely
team
talk about that 100%, because the one thing with team members for me is, we touched on this with bits and bobs, is there have been people that we've like spoke to and it's been on the cards and then we've pulled out because it's just not the right vibe. Because for me, like, if this isn't fun and this isn't enjoyable and this isn't with people that you can connect with, it's dead. And we can connect with you, bruv. So I'll 100% want to speak to you about that, bruv. So thank you very much. Listen, as I said before, have a blessed Easter. Hope your Monday is as good as the previous days. Thanks for coming on, and thanks for chewing the fat. I've been Daps, that's been Soups. That has been Uncle Laurie. And also
Uncle Laurie still.
hold tight Trey as well.
I'll show you, see? That's all you're getting, man. That's all you're getting.
Oh, what? Oh, look at him. He's done a quick like, he was like,
That's all you're getting, man. That's all you're getting.
okay, say no
Listen,
more.
as I said, after the 12th, I couldn't care less how
Okay.
much the camera's on me, man. I'm not even camera shy. No lie, no. You can see from the picture I ain't camera shy, man.
Yeah.
Say no more, brother. Say no more.
It's just a trim. I can't wait to get one. But listen, it's been Chew the Fat. Catch us on Wednesday. What have we got tomorrow actually on the channel? I think, tomorrow night catch Trafford Tunnel 7:30 till 8:30, and then catch Views from the Skywalk 8:30 till 9:30.
Yes.
Have a good Easter, people.